day of the month of June 2025. Midin Eddie Miss Ruby Adams. The already nkoma ewo eye ensema hodo aboabo no ewa kokansie mu na ye tumi enso akoye nim nenei ye behwe sede ensem no tie wa manone a enu oda eyade a FIFA Club World Cup no games etodwa na games etodwa no emu nsem ni kowie se Manchester City bom game enra enya win no Real Madrid ebom first game against Al Hilal ade no akwa akobu atomu ama draw na piem nano Madrid ball no mabo draw no said nkofo bi eni asibi agero beka seche se ayet said the Madrid in police game enra eje se bebe befa bia he a Chelsea Alonso ena obi a eka ne ho asem se na Real Madrid team no oba be ya ni ya na babisi we dey ahyase keke ahyase ena ya ahyase keke nti wenye hu bia eno Madrid game no said ye koye ene said ye nei amafo ka ho nsem nyina no ye de baba coach no after the game no sembe no kan sanso ena players ni bi nso nkomo bay ena wo mo so no ACF e kan ni nyina mo nkomo no ye de ebeba e wo dwumadi esunya hwe said ye ho nsem no etie other games etodwa ye ba be hwe ho nsem no na yetumi akabi ewo dwumadi no so ede amawo ye be ramu ewo transfers ni sumu emu nsem no ebobo ba ye pa amafo ani abra omu emeki eye signings na enra Premier League no EPL English Premier League no omu fixtures for next season ne ba bontene anopa no mema the opening air fixtures ema who say match day 1 of the EPL no Manchester United bebo against Arsenal nemra ayade a omo ye ema fixtures ne ba out no conversation it is saying nemra many ball Chelsea bear last 8 games ye be season na Chelsea last 8 no na almost say busa say how many points na Chelsea benya adai Chelsea last 8 games no say Man City wom Liverpool wom no hwan che say akatifo no nko a that's a Chelsea for mesem ko am sabad ye be head ye be free mu aba e wo nei Premier League fixtures aba abonten na ra wo so hu club ne fixtures no say e na wo fa no mamenya wo message on 0244 743 143 0244 743 143 fa message no fa hobra ye be kinkan e the amount on the show ye wi be share the first segment of the show no na ye di nkomo mpempi we hear people criticizing the FA they criticizing the organizers no the FA no na omo ESCO members ni ade the club owners and the rest. But when you talk to some of the old players, no, almost want to say, and never ball Ghana Hanum say no. Players are pens, yasha woman, no, almost commitment level our form. How do you also see it? Yambolo na asa enya feno. Man for kahun sempi noa. Here she no. One of the factors near saying players are near the generation players are about 2 woman no. Omonya committed na sana wonsu hu no ye be hwe Daniel ni ajay I remember pa Ramukumase na okotokono na mentumi nko park nko hwebo ni bi na Mokumase na ba na commentary de tete ba akumienu bi e wo mu a ni ajay the time no or say na the commitment level of the players no I was free papa as compared to ene na ni ajay ni era no sanche bi asawo and within some few years yen players ne commitment level league mu aba for mo a omu ja park so bo a omu nko omu ho magana yen so so ye wa akire no ye ne nyie he Mohamed Salamo he Bukayo Saka mo we ya Brighton the other Lamine Yamal mo a aso mo bad the excitement is there enkofo no ni jibo no mo bo ne ho bibia akoso kama de mo mo ja park ne so a wa wani beji keke instead na yen guys see there omu boy abra na a omu ja park ne so a omu enku omu ho Emma ball no nyefe Emma ball no nyakono sana situation it here our current players now are they not committed commitment level no all the total open so players are sure more na is it true say currently no enya say be a players in quality no but more commitment level no and aba form and pay on the first segment of the show no you be having this conversation if you are there were other interesting stories that ever Korokofo the FA Cup trophy ko pie mo menhia ko chopem so emu nsem no ye de beba media Sporting Club afia anhida nkoye coach Ibrahim Tankwa kasa emu nsem no ye de beba Baba Abdulrahman ono so guso e kasa fa Ghana football ho nyina no ye be bia mu bi enso atumi e de abro this and many more including WAFCON Black Queens of Ghana akopie mo hono mo preparations no ekoso a Central Region Division 2 Middle League no ye de mu nsem no Eddie Beba, me de Miss Ruby Adams and pay ya kwa mano na fe FKK so an saka no wabo atwe atumi Eddie amaye ma menya message on 0244 743 143 0244 743 143.
The real sports is here.
Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley!
Kastle FM. The Sports King.
I'm a pemeda Sefidi no da Kastle 90.3 FM. Now utie Robert Mensah Sports. Make our son of pay is to me live on Facebook. Into bet my boy room with Facebook app now of phone so room ho. Na ko search Kastle 90.3 FM Cape Coast. Kastle no e Kennedy kan. Ha, so that what Kastle no. And now for 70 na the Kastle. Into KASTLE. KASTLE. Now the 90 because of it me a show ni bi honum. While I can now share now the comments Abania can count on the show for you. Mama fast than a farmer loan nut, Ejimako no one more and the nay, almost say malaria drew a bit twice year, nay, a baboa one more down I see no, and one commander no, a loan nut, unya bina no more. Malaria be a titu biano, a bay year from one time at the amount and a pair me no casay, obedam pem, no hole was so, and no more on your dead. Free beef, few, I will also soon nimusa, dear semini. Who say as a malaria be na yachiwo kone en test o hwesampa malaria who sampa malaria mo ni bi na omo jani mu a dro wasa obusa no low nut no and the best kata malaria no away for you not to be adem ho malaria emfa wonto form de ho low nut and be twade ajewo de enkoda ne panifo nyobi a ebetumi anombi kayo say dino low nut tie we yem telecell. Too much money nini a promo no. Too much money. Sika bedra ewo telecell so a yechiche sika. De bia no won san kananya 100 Ghana de be san kwan. And outri bia no won san kananya 20,000 tio. Not 2,000 or 20,000 every week. Now you can even win 1.2 million cedis in the grand air prize no. Inti kana send so say. Telecell for say sika ba omo chiche bi. Nyobe nyansa for phone no dial *500# *500#. And now borrow more telecell play app no so. Na kai sem. Oba recharge. Ai phone no. And I say nei. Oba to total bundles ni bi. Auto from 5 Ghana de chrono. Na wunya kwenya erade draw ni mu. Kai na no say auto bundle. Na auto airtime na no anu no. From 5 cities going you know. Now when you kwenya draw munti say ya use data bebre no draw no ye wo mu dada into so fa ho semu bi na da bia wanya 100 Ghana na what to be 20,000 cedis on sabeka telecell too much money promo no and I make for ediama wo kai say terms and conditions apply. Telecell connecting energy tieni e pass game pack ku chop agudie no wo ho now for phone now boss *946# *946# Ubenya kwenya de ho ahyemu bi agudie aba numbers 1 to 36 no who choose only one number no to me e de akodro ni mu draw no na so number no eba out sika wo de to atire no ye bo ho ma up to 30 times into said the akotwa uye lotto na lottery into uba modern select o number no a na discuss card ya to atire na wo de akọ omo ye draw no na wo number neba out sika wo de to atire no ye bo ho ma up to 30 times into my way easy cra *946# choose one number between 1 and 36. First cut to a tree. What we near no. Where dear, Adamu ye pa and then call for this guy and I over more than 3.8 million citizens for a winia. It may waste time. Fahushemo be now game pack chop a good year no. Very simple, but it comes with serious rewards no. Also on into me and Kabe. Kai say I draw live on TV, a game TV, live on Facebook, live on Instagram, and after on X no. A game pack GH. Kona fe ko hebi. Nedi agroni bi na fesikano ebi entumi emra gubotom ya kwama no ne FKK ade ekoho enkoma hodo an nsaka from Alonso Alonso Crawford na no abasafo na je se me de abasafo bi na de eno a me se okọ TikTok ko na de amo tete me de se di asem ni Alonso na ena de na ena de no Trent Arnold so ne namu a ye je se hey atamfo nyama do fo ana what they say no ye keke ba ila for no good players and say utie commentary na afọ again bia you can clearly see from goalkeeper Yasin Bono to Abrantia Lodi Jao Cancelo Kobo Basakra Man City for Jao Cancelo Koulibaly kan hu bi na wunya o midfield a pivot no enyo bia say Serge Milinkovic Savic any Ruben Neves oh boy easy that's not a small team okay it's not a small team Malcolm call Basa Malcolm what wings ho Leonardo Kwazim he was in France. Now when you start squad way, I'm telling you, any day, it's like it's a Premier League side. What you say? An English Premier League side, and they are line ups and it's a Madrid. No about draw no. And she done husa ana husa any kofo a general penalty by my Fede Valverde. Ekobo say no. Kofo say there be. Omo ntwe na bo so. Yes na ye. Next game ho. Pachuca for no Salzburg for no so be show muntino bia enya botre. It's 30 minutes past 6 on Kastle 90.3 FM. I'm in your message on 0244 743 143. 0244 743 143. For our message for Hobra. Making kind of so to me Eddie Amar.
I got my power, I got experience, I got do everything too much. And the old man who want to challenge me, hey, I'm okay here. This is my national flag. I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of Africa. Oh, you know, man, I'm too bad, baby. Bad, baby. Bad, baby.
Pulse is here.
Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley!
Kastle FM. The Sports King.
Kastle 90.3 FM Sini Robert Mensah Sports. Any of them I want to pay. Send in your messages on 0244 743 143. 0244 743 143. You're live on Facebook on Sunti. We're showing live or like and share our comment. Brian Kinkai and Fama FKK. Good morning.
Good morning.
And a pay be able to dear.
Yeah, fine.
The radiasi. Yeah, come on him, Ryan. Some about one.
Definitely. Yeah, come on, Yano Pay. Now, I'm born 7 sweaty media. My Kastle 90.3 FM live on Facebook. Now, I join the show and like and share. Now, Yan Twaso Enquire Nimne Thursday. The Hawk newspaper. Thursday edition about and to be room news vendors and Okwaso per the Hawk newspaper. Now, so I Joe copy. Now, what me acquire said, and Yoma and Suesi air call 1 CD. Petroleum no and suspension no eguswa airco na uromo anyoma bebre airco so my gan nyina no ewo mo be capture bi na so wetimi akenkan dia ko ni menra FIFA Club World Cup no games na etimi airco so nwura mo ni emfa results no enso entimi emfa emre so de sie airco ya group E a eho na Monterrey omo etina ho any Inter eboy 1-1 no ya de bra earlier on no na City so ehye 2 against Wydad no so etimi de bra group H omo game no continue enwumre no enso etimi eba so na 7 p.m. and Madrid enso any Al Hilal game no enso etimi to dwa ewo ho no Madrid ehye first goal Abrantia efene goals Francisco Garcia ebo first goal edema Real Madrid Boko na Al Hilal enso etimi sa ekano enso honum true penalty Ruben Neves ena ono so etimi boy sa ekano emane kowie tipenko enso ewo honum cdc ekowie no ehon sam ne etimi adiama wona to aso Pachuca amo ehye bako ema Salzburg ehye mienu ewo sa game no so etimi de ba so no Abrantia nei oye friend aye Oscar aye Glock ono ene ball first goal edema Salzburg for no sanso ene equalizing goal no enso etimi by Brian Gonzalez etie and sana winning goal no aye Karim aye Onisiwo enso so sa kano enso ede anasa o hye winning goal na de ama Salzburg Boko no ntene Salzburg Madrid group no mo ready kan mo enso win no mo game na bibia konkan enso etimi dia mo na Al Ain ahomachin amu game no eba so Juve for no ebo adwuma kama Kolo Muani about 2 goals was that game brace and our boy Sanso and our Consisao and so ebo brace Chico Consisao and so ebo brace Mansana Brantia Fene Kenan Yildiz chef fit gono and so Eddie Ama Juventus in the Juve for no and also our head coach Igor Tudor or no ebo Juma de Momo winning that game no Al Ain from Saudi. So entimi ante ɛka no ɛba kokora ɛwɔ hɔ ɛnɛ sɛ na ɛsitie group A ya return match day 2 no and I say yes second round of games no continue Palmeiras ball group A 4 p.m. and game never so more any LLA of Egypt sanso na Inter Miami Lionel Andre Messi obeli dini team no 7 p.m. omni FC Porto from Portugal and so ebetimi abo Seattle Sounders almost ball Atletico de Madrid 10 p.m. and as that game no and so ebetimi abaso ewo hono ene FIFA Club World Cup no ya returning back to a group A no second round of games no and so to aso ewo ho timi edi amo ye de wonsem no timi edi ama wo na yenko na yenhwe UEFA under 19 and as under 21 no omo games no be enso timi eba so na say NAC ekokoye England enro akokoye pa dia Lee Kastle papa na na no oba behwe akire edema 3 Lions of England embo a omo esake Gary Southgate Lee ni tirim kwabo ono enejira mu edema mo a okocha na 21 of Scott eshe goal edema England for under 21 and for Germany eshe Knaf eshe first goal and a Viper and so eshe ye winning goal no and so etimi edema Mansana Scott kokonya sa consolation no and so edema England ten no mu winning ni na mo no qualify the core mo anim na yadia Slovenia group B one manano omo anhye bi Czech Republic eshe 2 enti sa na sie ko group D Denmark ebo 2 goals Emma Finland and so etimi eti Netherlands eshe 2 Emma Ukraine and so entimi antibi ewo omo game amon so etimi boy no nti ehun sem no na ye etimi diabro hye me kan no adia sa group B no Germany omo qualify ekwo omo nim sanso na England omo so enya qualification no omo so etimi edi ekwo omo nim honom na yen hyase emfre A group A honom no Spain ekwo onya 7 points Italy enso to so mienu 7 ono so enya edi ekwo na nim sanso na group B ya diabro group C no Portugal and France and qualify 7 points and omo enya ye sanso and a group D no Denmark enya 7 okwo sanso and Netherlands enya 4 points on no so no and so etimi edi ekwo nanim sana esi etie ewo na UEFA under 21 competition eba no under 19 and group A no 2 games na nyina eba so Denmark omo ene empo Romania na ebo 5 p.m. sanso na Montenegro any Spain so everything abo 7 and as 5 p.m. side games nyina eba so pepepe ewo honom yede honsam na etimi adia brawo na yenko na yenhwe ensam ahodo a ebetimi afri mo enso etimi dia ba ye be react to eye enra say the game no esi ekokoye no na kokopiom dia coach Zabi Alonso ekasa ye edify results a eno so etimi ade ba no so mo fresh staff no na enye krokrakra na mom second half no obehu enyoma kakra na ogiri say a positive enso ede ma Real Madrid Boboko no.
Yeah, I would say that the first half was not as good as the second one. We have improved in the second half. We have been able to play on the half much longer, better chances, better control, and for sure it will be the principles to our building something. But you know the result we could have won for sure.
What do you take as a positive that you can build on for that next game? Of course, you haven't had much time with this team.
No, every game we need to take positives, learn from what we can improve, and for sure every game will give us lessons to get improving.
Enti adia game bia no ose marifo kokobo a omo yiro omo ho ebo enti na ubehwe positives no women no pick up na watimi akwa improve na bibia nso akonkan dia ma ye ebisa no se Vinicius Junior branch no ye hu se ne wanya cramps kakra ase na otogu so ewo honom na ne ho te se ne ho eya na coach no etimi akire mu se ai ne ho ye na emom na se hit no na ha no.
Is Vinny okay? I saw his ankle was wrapped up as he came off the pitch.
He was just started some cramps because of the heat, because of the pitch. You know, it was really demanding game.
Enti eno ye nsema wa kire mu dia ba se heat no ya dia na punish Brant ni ye papa eno ye nsema Zabi Alonso so etimi ameke excuse dia ma Vinicius ani bad performance or the ma no ye mfa no so ni aye nko ye ni ma Brant ye fe no Alexander Arnold so say en friend Trent okasa e de FA game no so ye disappointed with the results our Coco Boys in the debut game no nanka obetimi ay better.
Things first, I'm not sure if I should be doing this interview with you in English or si te hablo en español.
No, in English, please. Especially after playing in a game, it's hard to concentrate that much to be speaking Spanish. But no, an incredible day to have made a debut for Real Madrid is something that I think almost every player dreams of. So to be able to achieve is huge for me. But of course, there's some disappointment in there to have not won the game. It's the mentality you need to have as a Real Madrid player, is to want and expect to win every game that we play in. So no, disappointed not to do that, but there was a lot of positives, especially in the second half.
Until I disappointed on one personal performance and any team performance in our Nina said now more expected so meeting me, you know, munya chance, no, a diamond, so munya penalty, Verdi Vavadi and Fedi Vavadi and Timian Boy and share name no, would you a positive say woman so some more for free normal sweet me the corner and him now share crowd now or more adding din air Tonyon Papa or Jibo Bia Ness or more air bony din. Then you'll be saying or fan away po air US, you know, Santiago Bernabeu and by saying and who's our supporting on us in Sakano.
In terms of the atmosphere here, I know you're yet to make your debut at the Santiago Bernabeu, but what a receive you had from the fans here. They were so happy to see you every time you got on the ball. Like, how did that feel?
No, incredible. I felt the support from the moment I signed with the club, to be honest. Absolutely sensational. You know, our fan base there is global, truly global, all over the world. And, you know, you feel it every single day. The fans at training ground, at the hotel, you know, all over social media as well. The support is incredible. So, you know, a huge thank you for that. And, you know, of course, we dominated the stands today as well, which was incredible. The support is truly amazing.
Yes, amazing. We share receiver when you no nurse and reception na e was ye papa supporters na receiving ye now so a team work coming into a Real Madrid setup and no and some download so a team dia ba say incredible feeling and no yeah we can some buy and man of the match and I say the superior player of the match now say na AC Air Kokoya Oscar Gluck no energy de ma RB Sa and I say FC Salzburg omo empo edni Pachuca eboy no abrante no mode bona eso ni na kokopima Randall Kolo Money ono so esi academy Juve ono energy superior player of the match and so edi esi ni na so omo game a omo so eboy ewini eka enum and so edi eko omo anim Gonzalo Garcia energy Madrid abrante no ono so eto atana de ma Madrid no ono eje against Al Hilal omo so game no so etimi eba so no eno ensema every one of and so etimi ede aba na yengro mu ha na yenso entimi ento so emfa ema ewon sem fufuro mu aye beko eye Premier League no mo sansa nra ade ni omo eje eye first round fixtures no in fact ni nyina no mo de aba ne mom no first week no say na ehon sem no esi ekokoko ye ya eno no ye ba be sisi so bi so enso etimi ede ama na kokoko piema ebe sha se Friday na Friday no Liverpool for ena eti ano enye asem ketwa kwa na Liverpool omo ne ho na ebo omo ne Bournemouth enso ena ebetimi ede apempem so eho no ma eno enya asem ketwa na etwa so memenda 16th August na say first game no wow ni meba so 15th 16th na continue no ena Aston Villa for etnafie no mane Newcastle abo Brighton and Hove Albion any Fulham bebo Nottingham Forest enso ebe who see Brentford no omo so etimi abo Sunderland enso any West Ham United and so ebe TV abo ewo hodom na kokopima Spurs etnafia wo kame Burnley into the Premiership in Wolverhampton Wanderers and so betnefie no omo so any Manchester City abo and where me that game about so Sunday no Chelsea etnefie ne Crystal Palace abo Manchester United ne Arsenal and so ebe timi abo na Monday they are elite afei no omo so abo ne Everton boboko no and so ebe timi abo na no na e buy no yane empanifo bi ekasa omo react here to empo Fishers na so etimi diaba ne ebeko Leeds United na yane Tony Doringo and so etimi akasa say ne ogidie za wo sha last season Premier League clubs no mobile no anasa championship or more movie championship buy no munyina no return back to their championship no ogidie said this time around more ban especially Leeds for no on be yiro mo na from so perform we no mo etimi aka Premiership ni mo.
that we remember in yesteryear, those big games against the big teams, and now we're there this season. We know it's going to be a challenge, but it certainly is exciting.
A challenge is the word. It's so tough for teams coming up from the Championship these days. The last 2 seasons, all 3 have gone back down again. But I mean, you wouldn't think so. Speaking to Leeds fans today, they seem supremely confident.
I think we're confident in what's going on at the club. Things are really progressing on and off the pitch, which is great. Recruitment's going to be absolutely key. We know that, and I think our home form at Ellen Road here, I think the crowd behind us, we know what that can give us. So need to use that to our advantage. But you're right, the word challenge is exactly what it's going to be. But I think we're looking forward to the challenge.
Yes, and some Tony Dorigo or no ultimate dear bar former player at the Leeds United now pandit. And so it's me a Casadia fire in the club and say no GD say near Mobetimi Romo challenge no dear or a super Nance Rombetimi our coming normal swag Romo I play above themselves no more etimi aka a premiership no more and so have a branch any your friend or Empo a Humphrey or no so etimi Casa de fire Burnley for no so almost aba said your more year or championship or more etimi qualify banasa and no more air quack to us when to me a dear common him to Bashir Humphrey you'll be sad said Burnley.
And in terms of the Burnley team, the Burnley squad, how do you think the guys are going to be looking forward to this season? Because I think you're back in training in 2 weeks?
Yeah, we're almost back in. It's just going to be excitement, man. There's no nerves, there's no fear. I think we have to come in with an attitude that we're going to achieve what we want to achieve.
You look at those opening games, you look at the 2 Manchester clubs, you look at Forest, you look at Liverpool. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah, but it's all tough. You can scan the whole other 19 teams in the Premier League and you can't pick out one game where you say, well, that's going to be a simple game. So we've just got the same attitude going into every game and we're going to try and win every single one.
Excited?
Always.
Sleeping well?
Always.
Yes, into excited pressure be a new almost or more Barbie or more ball Premier League no game be a Quaco Bobiano a difficult to more Burnley for no or more bass or more Baba Yomo now fair nay against all odds almost waiting me I can more besides say massa more ready and now new teammate saying and our fishes and no my from Modium common Sunday and a mocha.
With me is Bashir Humphreys to talk a little bit about the upcoming season. What do you make of that opening?
Hi Peter, you're right, yeah. It's exciting, man. This is what we're here for. Why not start with the Europa League champions, away, big stadium, travel down to London, yeah, it's what we're here for.
Last season was fantastic from a defensive point of view and as a central defender, that must have given you great satisfaction. How big a step up is the challenge now to face those big boys in the Premier League?
Yeah, I mean, we're all fans of the Premier League. We all know what the challenge is. We all know it's a step up and for us that's an individual challenge and it's a group collective challenge and we're ready for it, man. We're ready.
I've looked at your Premier League experience. Am I right in thinking it's the bench has featured?
Yeah. I had a few teasers there, man, but I didn't quite get on the pitch. So this season I've got to make it happen.
So a Premier League debut this season will be wonderful. And what about those games against Chelsea? How special are they going to be? Because that was your first club, wasn't it?
Of course, it's going to be sweet, man. Because I've obviously got no better taste in my mouth with Chelsea. I've got a lot of love for Chelsea, and it's actually going to be exciting for me to go back to Stamford Bridge and play them, whether or not that's for Chelsea or against them. It's going to be exciting.
Yes, and today players no more ready. Samson no Bashir Humphrey no or centre back no ready. We share former club Chelsea or no Kushia or Stamford Bridge on Bay no more Edim Kunim feeling no and so be great and and sama that young chap no Bashir Humphrey and so Etimi Edia for Burnley or return to the Premiership on first game almost so Ebebo for the San Seven so Etimi Dia Banano and the Manchester United one legend Kessepa. Andy Cole, and so Akasa Edia for Manchester United almost start to game money Arsenal Bebano or see game no Eddie papa.
It's a crazy start. I'm not even going to stand there and say, that's going to be a barometer of the season because to have a start like that, you got to try and hit the ground running. So it'd be interesting. Fingers crossed to be able to go out there, get some positive results early doors, breed confidence, and then move on from there.
Yeah, how important is it? I know it's a tough start, but it feels like after the season they've just had, they have to start well under Ruben Amorim in the season. Yeah,
I would believe that as well. But the craziest thing is, like you said, after a tough season last season, to start the season like that, it's mad. But I think that's where Manchester United are at the moment. But like I said, ultimately all you can do is go out there, try your best, try and win football matches early doors, and then build confidence and build momentum.
Yes, I know yes, Andy Cole, I can't fancy a tough start at the Manchester United. No, so we don't know bet me aye now season last season Kuyen from Barber starting new season now near Arsenal for Nekoba. Always a difficult name so kunya resource no so and also betimi akwa akobo na ebusan say Amorim mafutu obey ohonoma o de be mana na papa no last season anko ya mfa ma no na sembe e na all catch no say and Andy Cole and so etimi etomane no.
Ruben Amorim, you know, obviously it was his first season. Where are you with him? Do you think he deserves the time to get it right with his with the system and everything that he tries to play with?
We all deserve time, you know. I think as managers, you know, when you go in as a manager, you know, you got to be given time. And I know everyone wants a quick fix, but sometimes in football, you know, things like that don't happen. Everything's a process. It takes time. And fingers crossed this season, you know, it works out a little bit better for him than last season. But we'll have to wait and see. Everything, like I said, everything's a process.
How big's the transfer window for them?
The transfer window is big for everyone, you know, because ultimately you got to try bringing the right kind of players. You got to try and improve your team, improve your squad, and it all depends what kind of players you're looking at, you know, and what direction they're trying to go in as well. So yeah, I don't think it's any different than anybody else. You just want to improve. You know, you want to get yourself in a better position than you found yourself in last season. So yeah, transfer windows are always very important. Just bringing in the right personnel.
Goals seem to be a problem, Andy. You know, you knew where the back of the net was. Rasmus Højlund, you know, we've seen them being linked with Brand and Buemo. Did they have to find a way of scoring more goals next season?
Answer that exactly the same as well. All teams want to score goals. You know, in Manchester United's case, of course they need to score more goals. You know, however you look at football, the more goals you score, the more matches you win, and that will never change. So yeah, they have to sort that problem out, get themselves more goals in the team, and hopefully they'll be able to do that, like you mentioned just there, transfer window and bring in players in. And it looks like looking to bring in more players that are creative, can score goals. So yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Yes, you know, GDS United be okay. You know, say Amorim. Unya time was you be a deserve time, especially managers, you know, a fresh season, you know, ultimate and fine, yeah, no man who be a far enough and fan so dia. I was say a mouth time if you're positives, you know, now your mom, annoyance, Mandiko, and so I kind of find United first five for no money Arsenal, you from many Fulham, and so I be boss, and so no Muyombe call money nominee, a yet Burnley, aqua ball, Muyu, so I'm better on the call a yet to a city. And son of my baba betnefi no more so IND ewo na bibia akon kan so ATV Ediama Manchester United na to so enko yenim kakra Clinton Morrison so say wo Arsenal for Ateta no obebre ye papa enkankan na nim hono no wanhwe no antoto nyome yi a monka say United so enko ye mo ntom ba be fan easy sa omo hwehwe nyome yi with right person and right mentality no ebi Arsenal for so betime anya good start.
Yeah, it's a big game. There will be pressure on Mikel Arteta. As I said, they need to do a bit of business, quite a bit of business to be fair, but that is a tough game. To go to Old Trafford against Ruben Amorim's team who weren't good last season, who have to be better this season, Man United. But yeah, there's some tough fixtures, but as Bashir Humphreys just said there's no easy games in the Premier League. That's why it's the best league in the world, because we have the best teams in the world, we have the best managers, we have the best players in the world, so it's always going to be difficult. But the fixture list is not too bad, but look, Leeds will be tough as well, so there is, and then you've got Liverpool. Now, in actual fact, that is very tough.
That's three away games.
Let me tell you, that is probably the hardest one that's come out. I would say that's the hardest one because I didn't see Man City in there, Newcastle, Forest as well, who had a good season, Liverpool, and they'll probably expect to get something from Leeds, but Leeds will be a difficult game as well. So that's the hardest. I bet Mikel Arteta was thinking, thanks whoever drew that out because that ain't helped me one bit.
It's just yes, I know. I had some Clinton Morrison, so I can't dear fast now. Give me no say bad day. Mikel Arteta, any good business, be a befa, and so to me a day, a man and some of me a day buy, and now no coco puma. I am Mark Williams, or no any chief operation at the man Burnley, or no so I can say the found say no operations, you know, a bear come more shall say, yeah, Juman, so GDA said Burnley, so bet me a performing.
Chief Operating Officer Matt Williams. Matt, we've seen the fixtures. What do you make of that start?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Spurs away under a new manager. Our record at Tottenham's new stadium isn't particularly great either. But it's one that we're looking forward to. I know, having spoke to Scott earlier, it's one that he's really looking forward to. Obviously, one of his former clubs, so he'll be keen to go there and put a marker down early.
And what about what? In that first half a dozen games, you've got the likes of both Manchester clubs. You've got Liverpool, you've got Forest.
I think Sean Dyche once said you've got to play twice across the season. So yeah, there's no easy game in the Premier League. You know, I mean, people forget. I know our first home game was against. They gave us 2 good games last year in the Championship. So no easy games, but the ones that we're looking forward to, and you know, I think our supporters will be well behind us.
Yes, it's the Chief of Operations at the Burnley. Mark Williams, and also the San 7 so team dia ba say in the Premier League no enya dia easy game bia e wom ti Burnley for no more prepare more as such no more so team dia ba be right season man no yen sama omo so team de aba e wo honom na yen to so na yen twa emfa honom na Danema fini obisa ne say Premier League no fixtures no asaba so we dey lipu for mo kwa defend you know say na mo no ne focus no United Bobo Kono so mo and the real story no dey ben pa number this season.
How will the promoted sides do? What intrigues you?
Well, I'm always intrigued by the new players first and foremost. You know, how they fit in, what they bring, all those different things. That's the best thing from my job, my perspective. But I suppose the biggest story, really, you have to say, is Man U. Man U's the biggest story.
Really? Yeah.
Can he improve that team, that squad? Can they? Because that season was nothing short of woeful. So can they just improve and start climbing the ladder? They're not going to compete for the title, obviously. But I think with the size of the club, the money they're going to spend, that's got to be the story.
Yeah.
United, and the real story, no big one, no. Amona ebi adodo na abehwe mu Amorim ne second season there na obeye enso ewo honom top 4 no be room Premier League no obekwa fight for na say ne omonkopre top 8 bi no nya abotren hyehyɛ team na mfa nko anime no ensema no so ekan ya de to aso ewo Danny Murphy ne de no yenko Bayern for aso back to FIFA Club World Cup no Jonathan Tah enso akasa e de afa Bayern club no ni move enso anyone face game no mo performance no so far say no hu mo begia na say Ena Jonathan so kasa found.
As we've seen the last season how the team has worked, and I was on the opposite. I was in Leverkusen, and you could just feel that everybody was so hungry and not happy with the situation that Leverkusen won the year before. So we have to keep that focus in every competition, not only in the Bundesliga, but as I said, also in the Cup and in the Champions League.
Bayern don't necessarily have to convince many people to join them. We know the history of the club as well, but for you personally, what made you want to be a part of Bayern now?
Bayern is one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's so successful, the history is so successful. That's why you are always attracted by those clubs. And I just found this challenge for me to come to a club like that with a young coach who played on my position, who can really help me to even grow more, get better in terms of on the pitch, but also off the pitch as a leader. You know, he can really help me to push me to the next level. And obviously the people around the club, like Max Eber, for example, the way he presented me, the project and what they want to do, I couldn't say no.
Yes, I know Yansama Jonathan Tah, so it's me Eddie Eba on the move to Bayern. Watch him say Bayern one of the biggest club. Ewa sasi so ntene project omo ebe presented the children na eso ani ebetimi aboa no Vincent Company or a young coach obetimi aboa amani game no enso etimi improve akọ nanim na uhwe Bayern for no me result oriented club de bia no mpeso mu winning kruwa ni nyina no ade a eno nso so wakọ no akọbọ na bibia konkan ede amom Serge Gnabry enso ekasa edifa Bayern one first game omo boy no said omo si etitin kope o si ampa no munim se nkofo no ase enyoma be kono sa about as a football club there bon opportunities in about so tiki.
It was a great start. I think obviously the mood is very good. We set ourselves to take every game serious. Obviously we knew the opponent maybe wasn't on our level, but we still took it serious. Tried to score as many goals as we can because the goal difference could be valuable at some point. So for us was a good start. We hope to just continue playing good football.
Yes, I'm better to us about good football no and so etimi edia call money menu and sama Serge Gnabry so etimi edi be sans omo koja na club World Cup omo jersey omo na so na so ntimi nka na emom no so omo boko money num kwa de omo beko akoje.
You're here to win this?
I mean, I don't know. It was one game, it was our first game. It was probably the weakest opponent in the group, so I would just leave it at that. But obviously we came here with a goal to win a trophy. I think every tournament we take part in, we want to win it. We have the squad to do so, so we're here to win.
Boca Juniors next. We know that one won't be as easy.
I think I saw some parts of the highlights yesterday and I was really impressed by the fan base they had in the stadium. So I think it's going to be a very loud game with a lot of support for them. So probably like an away game for us, but I think looking forward to it. You don't get to play these teams very often. They're probably going to be very physical, so we have to be ready for that. But end of the day, we focus on our game, try to be as good as we can be.
Yes, I know you and some Serge Gnabry so I can at the F1 saying so mobile money they are there to win bar or meet me no first game the omo fe no yastic o could no chi bia na akwa jomo sem di kakra mo call money 11 game unbeaten no there nra and I say Real Madrid since 2011 games are no more FIFA Club World Cup na sinya ni nyina no nkunimdie na draw and I say the VTM nra draw no there akwa stop sade na no enso nsema eno ho nkomo no so egu so Daniel Levy wakasa at their fun club Tottenham Hotspur. They kan yobisa no say ne ohwe pa dia the internet sack nearby, what you can't come once, and no more church mu yet media far say, or Pesoji Premier League or the Champions League, so Eka home.
Compete in all competitions, and we felt that we needed to change. You know, I've got an excellent relationship with him. I told him always going to be part of our history. Himself and his family always welcome back. It was a collective decision. It wasn't my decision. We do everything together. Emotionally, it was difficult, but we believe we've made the right decision for the club. I'm very grateful to Ange. You know, I don't regret appointing Ange. In his first season, we finished 5th, and in our second season, we were over the moon to win a trophy. And you saw the outpouring of emotion with the parade. You know, it was just incredible. We've won a European trophy. It's not enough. It's what we haven't done that is more important. You need to win the league. We want to win the Premier League. We want to win the Champions League. But, you know, we want to win.
Yes, I know and Sama, Papa, friend Daniel Levy, or no, your board chairman, and so Eddie Matt Tottenham was on and you're not going to take his decision on any board on it. Say, and I'm wondering who said, Neo say, Anjo, more Emmanuel, this Anchimono, and so it's me, dear Banty, on person winning Premiership. No more happy so more a winning a Champions League. No, we know any besides criticism there. And yes, some critical supporters, you see, goose when you're sure no, and ya dear Hanusa, normal, no.
Levy has been on the end of plenty of criticism from Spurs fans in recent years over the club's lack of success, but that's something he says he can cope with and is highly motivated to ensure the club succeeds in the future.
You know, I've got very broad shoulders. Failure's not an option, the desire to succeed. And because it's so difficult, I want to succeed even more.
But I also see how much it affects you, because I can see how much you want to win, right? So I think sometimes there's a perspective that because you have got a thick skin, that it doesn't affect you. But I see it does. And I could see it in you before the Bilbao final, because I could see just how much you wanted it.
The pressure and the disappointment of not winning over a number of years, I just wanted it so desperately, not just for me, my family, but all the fans around the world. We deserve some luck.
Yes, until now, Tottenham for it deserves some luck. That is winning trophy. No person a club no a winning trophy pa nya for no any family name supporters no so no ano modi komache no nti ayampa o hwe Europa League na no monia brepa no person mo e winning eno yan sama no so atimi adia ba na obisa ne biem so no mo hia fresh start eno nti eno mo appointed Thomas Frank.
You know, whenever you have a new coach, it's always a fresh start. You know, always have different ideas. But, you know, we want to build on the success of winning a trophy last season. I mean, one of the things that stood out to me with Thomas, clearly highly intelligent, great communicator, superhuman being, plus all the other technical aspects that are obviously important. But, you know, they really stood out to me in those 2 parts.
So we ran a really, really thorough process at speed. We defined 10 characteristics that we think are important to be a successful manager at Tottenham Hotspur. We analysed in real.
Entiano ayan sama omo edi echire mo de banti criteria no ena na oguso read no say ne die nto omo de ko fire Thomas Frank no eno entira nesa papa no ba no say personality na wo sanso na yem build a good team so a woni nyina ante ne Daniel Levy so wo gidi say papa na betimi aba na ne Tottenham for winning Premiership and Champions League na nra Barca for confirm the move of Juan Garcia sa Brighton no I sign for 25 million euros contract no ebe running on to June 2031 and DNA Juan Garcia or Barcelona will goalkeeper this or number 1 and so me Eddie Amomwene say confirmation and so me Diabana Walla Porter and so Kasai Eddie F Sampa signings no way there and Kituamo Akasiana Basan so say there Usha Manchester and I say Barca for Atotonyo Meyi na Bibia Air Concan and so me Eddie Amom no so many La Liga for any problem bia na umbetimi ameki another big signings in the end supporters no montwen say signings no ebeba o say ne currently ubetimi aka so more flexible relationship with La Liga for no into signings na eba beto so eno yan sama ho ala port and so timi dia ba Mikhailo Mudryk abrante no honsam no eguso a ekọ AFA omo anti-doping evaluation no abrante na say betimi ebuabo no say bubo na 4 years eguso eba no yeso omo guso a eye nhwehwemu ntene efe no a confirming sampa Mikhailo Mudryk na ombetimi akasa abrante no ma charge no with anti-doping rule violation nyina no empo almost to presence and also the use of a prohibited substance and no in terms of regulation 3 and 4 of the FA anti-doping regulations and no sama almost so media but almost say as of now there idea investigation is ongoing Intinya do metimi aka bibia on that position into omo di si ha no ma na mom na hu behia so mo de beba mo bia hu enyoma ekọ Lewis Kelly almost oye next sansa Ethan Waneri no omo enso assigning a long-term deal no for Arsenal and Lewis Kelly and then so be extending the contract no and so etimi ediamana no yen some free Arsenal for and so asoye ba okọ take ya de ba and it's a president ewo eye empo won board omo hwe wo professional football disciplinary committee for Turkish football no yes papa no as step down no no ni team ni na committee members ni na no as step down ni na say yes leakage bi WhatsApp messages bi ekokoko by target no na ye on Jose Mourinho any Fenerbahce Boboko no yes shock and wo mi na say papa no yes o mo komo a no mudi and he say no bema eye mpo abrabo no aye din e de ma Jose Mourinho e wo take oni ni team Fenerbahce omo be kiro mu ye pa yes o mo so on be kiro mu bibi on be timeko ama omo hia enti ano na akwa koliki a sa grade ye papa no ohu ye no ete ye no ono ankasa ni team members na no and so I stepping down almost your more ho na investigation and so etimi atwa so and so etimi akọ Jadon Sancho no move to Napoli no ebetimi aba so a yes in personal terms no also no so tete so said be Napoli for betimi atwa ne ka no so abesi akan and so etimi dia mo no and so me fro ba say Borussia Dortmund so e di akira mo hwe so mo so be kwa akofa Brandt ne back Bernardo Silva enra ade a Jose Mourinho anase no kokopiom dia after ene so mo twetwe nkomo edi nkomo bebre no yes Man City for etimi aname as new captain nyoma be konkan and so etimi dia man Jose Mourinho etin sansem no and I bisa no say oni bibia kan say no comment e was sansem 70 Mourinho also on kasa and so enfamfa sansem no so eliki etimi edia ba no yedi nyina besia nom na afi ya continue dia on Kastle 90.3 FM.
The real sports is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley! Kastle FM. The sports king. The real sports is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley! Kastle FM. The sports king.
Kastle 90.3 FM, Senior Robert Mensah Sports, and Yede Emma 1. It's 5 minutes past 7. Yedi and come on. I'm a message on 0244 743 143 0244 743 143. Found message, you know, Efa Hobra. Now, I bet you back in Canada was so sweat to me a day. We are streaming live on Facebook, Internet Pay, for the pictures, videos in Yabatua. There was so Hubiano. Yadina Eddie Ebetuana, if what's me who said ye. And he almost fetched us out. I know dinner, na ehu. Now, also Chelsea's end to the season. March week 32, Man City. March week 33, Man United. March week 34, Brighton. March week 35, Nottingham Forest. March week 36, Liverpool. March week 37, Tottenham Hotspur. And a March week 38, you know, way to Sheffield. Sunderland. So you can clearly see. And you for munya de no. Na hwi see ye. Hwe any ho mo a esi wo. Ewi ase mu. Meko come on man akwa ba ne din kan before that. Let me read some of your messages. Na fe yentumi enko ye ni. What says this is Jabi Alonso. Okay, his new formation, so we should give him time. And also the player who scored the goal for Madrid was very fantastic on the day. And also we should cane Vinicius Junior very well. Mr. Why I will tell you never will send me. Hilal is a very good team. It's me, see what I say. Vinny dear, never obey any Okaso did cheer, I can't simply. Good morning, Miss Ruby, please. Can you give me the update about my darling club Liverpool? And okay, wait for Young Money. Listening to you live inside the Futu Young Money. But I say what I say. And Miss Ruby, Madrid for glass farm, Mr. White. When you attend the day, Mr. White, they are saying nah, Mama, I say please. I say leave Barcelona alone, cause we are waiting patiently for Madrid to be removed from the competition. Come home, Alonso. Okay, may I say. Okay, I say good morning, Miss Ruby. Yesterday, Madrid played well and I loved it, but that academy player who scored a goal doesn't deserve to play Madrid. And tell Alonso we want Mbappe to collect Ballon d'Or, so he shouldn't bench him in our next match. My darling boys spoiled the penalty. Michelle, and I pass a show and catch or say Mbappe yare. No ni bench. Why? Mbappe no ni bench. Michelle, nyawotre. Nah, Mama share we so I say good morning, Kastle FM fraternity. If you want to win the Champions League, it's patience. Just ask Chelsea and PSG. Daniel Levy is too known. He will sack Frank as well because he cannot win the Premier League and Champions League at any time. Moreover, Madrid will get back to winning ways. Just trust the process. Mr. Cheeks and our way and so Eddie Abba. Tell Osman and FKK that they are lucky cause in my house you have to choose between supporting Chelsea and leaving my father's house. Okay. So I'll come into it. Okay. I'll say hello, good morning, champion Mishubi. In fact, as for me, I'm a strong Modesta. We need 2 or more crucial signings because I'm not impressed about yesterday's performance. Otuga Eddie Fesemi, not in the and so to me. Eddie Abba Anope.
The real sports is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley! Kastle FM. The Sports King.
Kastle 90.3 FM, Sunny Robert Mensah Sports. And Yadema one. Maminya message on 0244 743 143. 0244 743 143. Foul message in the Fahobra. Making kind of show no sweat to me, Eddie Ama. Osman Devenga, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
I'm probably I have a cordial.
A mixed feeling. I'm better idea. Many good news could be had.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
My mama now I come on for since circumstances. Be a positive, be a negative. Now I'm not a negative. I remember if we can calm down, Kakra. It's you know, obey ye. But that is some good news. We see here. You paper banner. On Cherivia. On Cherivia. Now we're doing the house here.
Then also channel. Oh, now so now so channel. To another quiet as we are now with the
oh, yes, I'm a catcher. What my anytime you be?
Anytime. I have our catcher. Me said that's
Kwamoko. Yes, I see. Yakupon Adam, yes. Bibi Bokoye. It's all Yakupon the pair. Anytime.
I will try who was Sika, who will be a command, then I would tell
him.
Come and ask on the crowd, Tiasi, and I'm naked. I don't crowd you on
Tiasi. I know what I want to know. I don't know what I want to.
I say, time and power, I say, oh, Baham on the moon, come to our dada.
Yakupon number yes.
FKK is okay, can be horrible. Oh, I don't say FKK, Menefke Casasa, Mena Casasa, I'm not saying Casasa. Oh, they. Oh, I know what you say, Casaya. I know I want to say my free hunter, Munti. It's not horrible, Casaya, compared to Osman. If I want to obey you, you know, we found two way. Osman, now I want to misery.
Oh, remember, some catch on the Mama Bankers and my a bit disappointed. I'm
a comedy.
I promise you. I don't pay Miss Obiko Mutia. I tell Miss Canos and Mutia Bambe Butia. But Miss One pay a meet even. Oh, lightning in our call.
Oh, problem way.
Lightning in our call now. And I'm a tell. I'm making one Mkoto TV for Frana. My members in command also like to
a bit about media, no, about a month or so ago.
Oh, okay.
My friend and I will castle with you.
But I that corner and I'm prepared for it.
Guy, no, your mom, no, but send it up and call me. See, no, I many brave if you have there. I have said, Mamma Chiano, I send you, or hey, I send you. I fancy, look, man, I have to go and call me.
Okay.
I am say, Chairman, yes, I know. I'm one, which I say. Tina, if also soon, my dear, I said, oh, more Pama, dear, oh, my, a TV. Sound of no, almost lifestyle.
I didn't want to ask you.
Some way be, I'm hiding.
Mama,
and your what? No, meow.
Oh, meow is here. Thank God for me. I don't know how to 25 Ghana because just 100 Ghana. Oh, yes, I know I'm somewhere. I'm going to
say, when you pray up parliamentary, Uncle Dan, what's your friend Dan? I have my meet channel for a program.
When we across where we
Kokotokabaha, guy be a friend of Farid. Yes, young guy on na Utiepa.
On the Pomadio.
Oh, Pama.
Okay.
So
cause what you be up my now got also to Pomadio. I come say, wow, one time Pamania Mantino, me. Oh, that's my no Casapa.
Yes.
One year, because only year. Was my year is here about Cobwa, only year.
I'll put ourselves away. I'm a Miss Bikita Missicana missing the Jessica, your madam. On to Missicano, Ruby, Fair.
Oh, how do you? Why am I able to say?
I could dance and pay my cars on radio. This one was into my boy show from the human area. Now, Jews get my mamma.
Bribe what of I say, but I done it. I want but done it. I don't know, Pamia. I just got what done it or Pamia. I'll call upon
but what can I say? Or senior would tell
you.
I was my name. Or senior would tell you. So, my cousin may fix a while. But I know afro. Now I can't go into it. If you more more, and so on no combine that job account. And your idea about but so more the corner at the Pamana so be Pama.
Oh, baby,
over 20 is here. You man about Ebu Bosso and Anna, yes, but you do also what you say to Bamboni.
It's Bamboni. I call by fixing it a man or then 20 Ghana or 100 Ghana. Hey, what you say to Bano? You know, I bonny was Osman, you know. Maybe I better fine. Why?
Yes.
So when you good news, he transfers some of the good news to me. Why? Transfer
we are fine. Say, Yankupon Yaduma. You know, we are prepared. Say, and you know, your brothers on Yana and Yan. Yes, on your day, your human Yanka, Midizan Kobaka, and Uncle. Of course. It's no say, yeah, could be a better fine to know. You're born person, Yankupon, the one come on, and be behind your fine. Na yenyi na aso simple yakopon no yo bia na from man kokon.
Wa ya ma wa wie una wo to na wo ya ho sama. FKK say ye ba na wie na say busan question no tumi answer. What to
The real sports is here. Noy is caught in no man's land. It's Marley. Kastle FM. The Sports King.
Yo Kenya do bi abete. E wa hanti akuya nim. Good morning. Ma, it's your boy. It's your boy K Sky from Ankafo Fie, please. New update from Nico Williams transfer to Barcelona. Okay, Eba can't as a media amount. Then I say good morning, Kastle FM, please. Abego, why is Brian Mbuemo going? Is he going to follow his former manager or he's going to United? Please, any update on that? All right, but before that, see come on. Tell them to pay many messages. And I look at who have a message now for one. Say them receive all the messages. Yeah, but foreign stories they're very, very good. I know they're very good because you said you're jumping if you're calling a cacabo. I know the pan so there. And the piano no Sunday akotoko ewini Madam Kizito kai Osman. Emra US for no year election no. The man and mom in the interview US no. Why akotoko ni akojo say. Do you pay the akotoko no? Well, man abroad, you know, over our father Kotokwa. Now, ref Nicobon abroad, or Paddy Kotoko, Yan abroad, you know. Son, one, I'm a semi, but honestly, who will fear Uncle Benmo? Sometimes I was somewhat here, say, yow. Just imagine, say, Name, I was setting an example, say, only we will fear. Now, oh, dear, won't be I won't name their cost will fear no more, but. Who said Bema no yem and master mo abontia? Oh, you feel bad for the woman at home. But you might not know there could be an because of fear and yet and Tiama Bema they call out. But suddenly an air and a hard drink. It yet say ya do man say Becca a sports ne was semono. See who send pen of one and for near the interest of foreign anymore. Yen de peace out because you want to say, yeah, dear no, I didn't jinx them. I'll reho and a ya. But won't mean ya hoshi. Oh, it's no more than famra. Oh, bus updates no foreign fabrami, but then Daniel near Jay. One year Ghana. So no, you legend and I think you legend of the Premier League of the Premiers and Blasters of the Premier League. You know, he's a legend of the Premier League. Into a Kasafa League, you know. Also, they gave away honestly. Let me dear Koyepa. Some of the teams, no, they are very good. They are very, very, very good. But a mono nase. When you are born who to do, and I say, yeah, they say and born. Uncle Bono can you badu and your bad crab. I say, any jay war about no and a high. That only against me.
very good league now your ball this year, but there are some things we want to wish you mediama your call mu home. It was hell. The team was hell. Some teams we want to yeah, make us say your quality, but me part me who say yama foreign way no ebun come ye name be so yentimi hunu name papa na service be ye won agwase entire she ye pamonta de wa hane ade esa name no ebun obi kase men ye nka ho but ye de na ye won yes say no dodo yes say no too much very good league na your ball this year, but there are some things we want to wish you mediama your call mu home. It was hell. The team was hell. Some teams we want to yeah, make us say your quality, but me part me who say yama foreign way no ebun come ye name be so yentimi hunu name papa na service be ye won agwase entire she ye pamonta de wa hane ade esa name no ebun obi nkase men ye nka ho but ye de na ye won yes say no dodo yes say no too much
yes say ye de no dodo yes Ghana for yes say and league no yes say de no dodo obi nkase men ni abrofo ni de na chi but udi kakaro de Ghana de no so achi bi na aboa ohun say wa papa bebre na we league ni league ebo we so na na good but yama abrofo no de no ebun kama fa ye de nti e be ye den na abrofo de osman ye fie de so ama ye de abaye what's it quality wa ha some of the games not very interesting can some of the experiences I will betray game was serious or when game was serious and probably now Ghana has say but who to say abrofo ne ball no na akata yani until always Osman you try to compare I don't compare so then you ubaka say airtime crowd cause we have Premier League game bi na ka say what they compare the no and you say the net time crowd but we are also doing something good here in Ghana and on nkoma Daniel ni ejei e dia ba no pay also I ofio hu ne say ya league no quality bi wom papa bi wom ba mo no a mo Ghana ha no e na mama abrofo na de akata katamani a efrefra mani asisi maso anti no mo gye mo ba bi a enye anti no you can't see anything good about that league I don't need the issue now and I need ejei what we see at the end Osman
I miss you be
kebi mami ya any ejei any ejei I mean I shout for any ejei ni o
remember that no pay na yenchichia listeners ni nyina na onye ahwefo ni nyina as usual you stream live on Facebook so me enko join the feed na enko hwehwe ni be kono na me chia driver Kaitu me chia na pa me jiza no pa we no hu e bebe wo bia and I want to watch the prince. I would tell me, Kwesi Bar for Dyson, so I'm not going to take program. Now, me go straight into the issues. No, Miss Ruby, I'm disappointed in Daniel Neji.
Hey.
Yes, I'm disappointed in him. Ne comment, no. I'm disappointed in him because baby, I'm feel and culture was a blame was a corner, your one was a quay. Yes, baby, what was a blame was a corner, your one was a quay. Ruby said. Born na yebu krum hade in fact football across the globe ni nyina no ye won a we the organizers of the competitions and other leagues are obo and ye the main actors that is the football clubs no and players no managers no one actively will play a role in making football clubs so honum and ye sounds ye consumers that is all ye the football supporters no and the fans no now that master code is a basen yakin Obia would need definite role or play my leagues no or your league no. Supporters are watching and channel no will be their rational consumers. Supported by a rational consumer. Fans were rational consumers. Yes. Say in the matina had day me consume product be me trace bani be me your business be. Nasa amama za me if you business and who products na turn na must samadri.
Okay.
It is very clear. Or your value for money. In Tiatina, they be a Tobin's ban be one channel a day. It's manifest no your day. But in the economy is ban on your debut. Or your one casa whisker, you choose what to buy with your money.
Sure.
And if that is how we see our footballer, we'll become very sure there won't be saying some of these things. No. You blame consumers in the day. In the even your taste for foreign goods, foreign products, foreign sports, About internet days, I mean, most sure and down of power, yeah. Moto Matami TV 12 o'clock a.m., 1 o'clock a.m. That much FIFA club World Cup. It is because of how our package products no more of it. You see, oh yeah, kono.
The oil, as a many advanced.
What is advanced? The tools are available to these clubs. No, we have the same tools.
Okay.
Instead, we have say cabrofana or also too much. Let's look around us. Africa had it. You can North Africa, but can want to put your advanced. Let's talk about Eastern Africa, Tanzania in recent times. Tanzania, 5 years in a 1 year, in the Sayanga football match with fear. What was Philly Stadium when you see Honum? Simba no younger world Bofia. What was it just 1 match per? Or what was in a Ghanaian team in a budget for the whole year? In fact, Ghana Premier League budget for the whole year. What are they able to do right or what to How are they able to break the bank? What Africa had they? What was the best Ghanaian players see from Ghana had they? What don't call 1 league in our corner was to work for that one round 1 club sustainably. 1 league consistent what when your TV rights and sponsorship for Honum. I like I able to had a mystery TV right this season. Some TV stations be one on a coin won't share much from any and share. Sometimes I show TV but Bakam was mobile phone and I was it your ball wasn't more that share. How many angles and then you possess your analysis with Yadi? Yeah, but FA Cup ye had a kind of huge controversy. Or maybe see what they are, no years in Hong Kong. Or your penalty on your penalty. Maybe can be based on the angle on your share. No, they are right. But will get away? Cameras now are important was you try. We are talking about quality of players. Rich for me, I believe that yes, your quality no. On said that bad because every season, every moment, every time you be on the kind of players are what you want name. If you look at the Brazilian squad, young who is some time back in the 2000s, 2010s, as you compare in the year, there is a vast difference. But one quality no, and then the war had it. The same National Blasters is what we saw in 1992 and last AFCON. Yeah, about 1990, yeah, about 2000, yeah, about 2006, 2010. Those quality baby no. Says to compare the quality I want now. I back the quality on Shada and you sir. But this is the level I am so able just as any other national team be. But why is it that the young and young team na young polishing ye? Na young improve players no. It is not only about the raw talent no. But me as a kanwa, almost no ye fe. In the Sekobo Premier League, Ruby Fish see waba. Analysis and coffee warrior. People can even predict their matches. Look at the combinations, the analysis, I mean the calculation of warrior. And then you also see to do a honor. Now what's the able season say you don't even get access to statistics. May you mind how many matches in your way? Go sign him no boom. Red cards are him no bay. Go consider him no bay. Even your player of the season, Pono, how do you even determine those ones? But other leagues they are employing statistics, scientific data. And I was here, Juma. But was he even you more honor? Internet and a what test message in America. They don't even talk about your local news. No. Why? Because in fact, some players in Pona would see Kotokweti, how to focus. Missing that path for how to folk play for Bajina Honum. Maybe it's a stand out of folk supporter there. You are a one playing what in his in a to him. Playing what in his window, but to him. Because some of the stand supporters are one park, maybe some own players. No. They don't even know them. Abo kwana ya for that you project those players no. When were the days I could tell me boy almost every club biano you will get one particular player bia who be obiara bonizin and I could park them play no make a difference quality no was so. But in the do we see the same thing now? And for me I want me feel that
you don't see because my park no to be.
Na clubs na they don't even project them. Ruby no they don't project those players no. Kotokwanda na na amponsa Mbella no yin fegi. I'm not sure that maybe Mbella was an exceptional player, but in Fegi, yes, he was also there.
Later this season, Baba Yamone, Abetamu, they were dazzling.
Projection are here. Yes, a moment. How much did we project those players? Clubs in a 1 year. Clubs in a 1 year in their social media. Madrid is projecting their players. Last time they had Trent Alexander not knowing some Wadi. And also come Madrid when the difference won't crack. Or Liverpool and a big club. But Madrid is a big club. But when you from the PR system when you from no, and you're more Kodua now for no, only there's a certain limelight was that to do intentionally. So the intentionality of our league, we don't see.
Okay.
And I want to feel that someone can overwhelm. na mom the quarters na all blame no na menye ne nya
all right
because some foreign footballer they take bia no won baka but advertisement consistently they are there how many times number tin if you had it na ya league weekend matches ewie na ya official table from the FA na complain of you had it even ya league ewie empo it took them how many days and san officially what be in the table there ya hwe ne fonzi won komo ya Ghana football award so or GF Niza we've not seen anything like that until how do you convince the local person there on kwashe ball no until let's talk to the FA
okay
when I organize the league no
yep supporters
is one year she aye ni ye na say atonoma na obeto into the baby na FA Cup no ya kono obi abro kokotwe FA Cup why because no want to nyama ye but we Premier League they biara nsem wo so anya match fix na officiating issues hooliganism ye kuyan wo park na azini nyina they come and blame the supporter there in ya performing good into no na ya play boko obi ti Ghana hade all the weekend all the big match like classico to mo full plane okwohwe bi wa abrochi on no pennies no but because why fair hospitality bi abi ho no Ruben dey say anyi webucha afuru ko stadium a we yem ba hyehyew wo kompa wo kwatena hemfa yem ko still du park sisia ya Ruben yem ko still du park sisia Robert Mensah na enye wo family wo ye na wo mbofo yem ko nkwohwe ball ekwa akotena ewiem maybe about cutting pound bottom for ball you cannot even enjoy it or honum what stadium simple it is not even accommodative. That is what I'm saying.
Okay,
awesome. I don't
know.
I don't know.
Or chess FKK or chess I didn't know. Yeah, can't watch them FKK. I say, oh wait, anyway. I say Osman say oh who fe FKK so who ye fe e ba e bi ana mu mi obi who ye fe chem pa oh ba no just be a ho ye fe ntiri hwa ho kama na di wachi wo de wani di obi di achi sa
who ye fe na say bia no pengwel yes
na say mbari na tugu na chi a ade na akwa ko
ade na so ko tudi na chi nya so ho
ko jira akwa blame ma ne say ade na mudi we achi sa we ase
so ho offend o so ho offend kakra enti men compare dia be mistake sa okay IFKK NTA
una wo bibi soronko a
ase manage well
wo bibi soronko a na so akwa okay e bia enya ho ofe no but ubetime bibi soronko no dey atin say just by the way but there near J kan nyina no ye no kre is it true say Ghana support no any your local league in Subium I think say a big yes a big yes pa until won twa no kre na no waka. And is it true say near J part and parcel of your league ya so your assistant coach
for Heart of Lions
Heart of Lions now we expect so be can be than the work can ya now for me no and so the work can there be now winning in nya adwene on person be can say person ko be can be especially while what boy league ni bi na wonim that time your man na wo mo say the league ni say the na sit ni team our boy ye kotoko support no said ye na sitie na ntempa in fact so amka so mbebie gate 9 a free 9:30 ye corner supporters na shase
e bi nkwa sorry Sunday
yes that time ye kwa sorry so full lie wow him so for bampo arokra twen say ni papa be point tem na wakwa akọhwe ye ni team so ati agenti ye nim ni nyina those days ni na supporters na troop in and tempa omukọ before time
I chorista no ma
okohebo
abo nso a omo de sofu ni right inside na waja so
no that time na say sofu preach a na enye black sasa mo no kasa yem pontem no monkohwe omo ha sofu no mokotoko nyeti se nyina ye kwa sorry so ati agenti no sa se no bibi asesan me sure say ye nsem krona ye kana na de bia omo beyi ba kutuma na omo sa de akoye chi ni asa akwa san nsem ni bia timi dia ba and obviously ye nhwe ye league na say ye mfa because sa attention na ye league ni ya na say ye local football ni ya na mfa ma ye be di akire because omo ye the right thing oh yes the recent time so omo na ewi ni omo na ewi ni anti be di omo chi
Chelsea
oh mo nyere mo se mo wi ni dia say Chelsea na mo wini na support na wo ho and now we just a sharp one proud to a FIFA Club World Cup so omo dey ratings ni by clubs are omo was support overall Madrid but say uchichim na dia hwe clubs o moko US no so aye Madrid na ene na support but say uchichichimu a uko US no mo supporting base no omo women national team no omo pa na wo support kese e wo honom Madrid ene be second third Manchester United in fact third Manchester United fourth omo national team no US national team no yes ansana Barcelona ba ena PSG any city mo ato so Arsenal for na city into wo hwa saade no de ventra because these are teams are omo munya sa feeling no ka word ni sa beba biem orgasm no on football orgasm ho asem na mekan de ma wo kondo saade no wo be pesa wo be di akire o kodampo a na esisi woni so that time no emre bi atwam supporters no omo epese mpo midweek mpo ye bo game o pese midweek o hu ni club so o pese weekend bia no obohu say action e ho no ma no so ekọ yara okọ Accra Sports Stadium no okọ because saa time na football no na efe na ye de saa nyoma no na sese omo nye ye hu hobiem apart from say sponsorship ni saa nyoma na o kan nyina no quality we league no ana yampa quality wo ye hia so no be ka kire wo hwehwe a quality wo but quality nature no ye be wie no na negativity no ababa overpower those quality no ti yesi de bia ye wie weekend na ye ba be di nkomo about tactics about tactical variations about player be striker be goal be a share ye said ye no e wo ye amonane no ka ye be ye saade no ubon say ya ba ababa ye hooliganism ababa ye referee ababa ye sansensem no enti de bia no ye baba tena no Monday a instead say ka ye behwe ye game no ekwan a clubs no fa ye perform ye no u say ye be ye team of the week ba u yi a ade papa ba biem na be fa obeka fa side team of the week no de be papa pa biem e na be kan fa u wie no a discussions no e be ba be referee bi a okoje bad penalty referee bi a one officiate ye team no and also u say na Osman e kam teams na nkasa mu ye wie games na ensemble no mo kan fa ensemble no mo kan teams na nkasa no ankomo be twe sa attention no e de akomo so na nkomo be no mudi ye wie FA Cup final yi goalkeeper anyone coach ni ensemble no mo kan and how do you then say ubeja omo nsem no mo kan no akoka yes a wonderful display omo de ma anye bia no o say ye wie no be so the game was good but what but officiating. And aside that, you know, omo so na omo ye the actors na omo gina mu di agro no. Omo enyiro omo ho so omo beje no ato akire a focus on the positivities no. But omo so be akọ negatives ni bi na who cause am. Enti we de enye obia fault. Enye yen fault kra because omo excel wonderful game e dia mai. Omo no omo nya issues. Omo all the technology all the gadgets, you know, they have them all. VR abade so the automated one when nyina aba be chishim into follow a FIFA Club World Cup na a whole lot of changes about by one show ya unhu say goalkeeper edge ball na after 8 seconds ball no da sukuta na one to no umam no this down game no ebisi and no amadu game no so ebisi say keeper ouch ball na kura winsem beyond 8 seconds ye beje corner kick e de atiao. But one show ya these guys are moving on. They are always miles ahead. Making changes. Yes, emu wakra be 200 years. Emu wa see a better watch omuti. Oti hanoma dentina okondo. And also omo de ade na ba be chen. O say FIFA Club World Cup a wo o say Facebook benya bia hwe free. Oko YouTuber free almost say free for the consumers almost fair consumers so buy a free yanto but o titia wa on ton ade papa bia mfa mai o so a unsem biemu ye e ma ye nsa enya bi enhwe imagine say metiano na me phone so just click na me hwe bo a now the local yi e baba be me dey enti mama kan che o say daneni eje na o kana no foreign game no hwe bi ha omeka Bempo bi dem fa Bible ni bibia mbem. Bisa no ohwe
enya bebre say wo be jaye de na to
enya bebre say ohwe from krenken to krankan ohwe players na nkasa na omo ha no omo hwe coaches no omo hwe go and ask the coaches
but omo time so omo kobo ball nto so time so akora ko he ball
yes so ye time so ha ye hwe ba ye hwe wi e be ba be kan negatives sa ha ye hwe na ye hwe
mo hwe nte mo hwe ba
say ye papa so ati ase enya papa hanom no
o se eye papa
hanom no ono se papa wo ye papa mi busa
o se papa
wo ye papa
papa kakra ba de papa bebre
papa kakra
kakra ye
o se do sika no foreign na papa
papa
papa papa bebre so enti sa na tie hanom negativity no and also hanom negatives no overpower the positives no that is why I believe say nyina collectively say you put in that effort no na enye ho adwuma say at the end of the weekend no players coaches dia ben sem no mo anso ka for mo sa pro omo product no mo ye no dia ben sem no mo ka fa ho ye njintum sa ampa ye wi a officiating anko ye players ni ba out ade no mo ka omo ka for mo ankasa individual performance no anaso omo je no to ekoka the referee bi aye enti enya yen omo bom no na also omo sha ase se yen central for de bia ye ba ya from the ebeka by ye enjoy negative so ento because the moment ye be sha ase se yakobo game bi awie officials no end ni ye enyoma anko ye hooliganism abaye se yenka that will be the end of our game no ka central for mpo enka sasem na ke football ke gu ya cho ke gu da tie de ya from there but until say on be ball mo ho modin so mo so eyo mo from there na enko esa lip service no se de bia no ye league no ye game na efe de ye entimu njai say untimi stop you bia say unjai foreign league ni hwe untimi stop you by of just words dabi eye nyuma no and a best stopping it pano and I say mpo e be divide na tension no e bia be ma 50% but say see there betimi aka say 80-90 as against eye there no but for them so betimi ate so e dey about 50-50 and say 60-40 no eye wo adwuma na oben resource na e be ba no and e be this ani panage but na mo menye say
am go fa asrafo ba be rero bia fie wow you can near you have
asem na aka
me just say na mo koya de sa na obi na so mo tumi titiro bia
omuntimi kasa de ombe kasa abre omunye adwuma no focus should be on the work omu making sure say na omu ahase nya resource no e dia ba na supporter be sorry what is a Premier League sponsorship papa what is a player bi o pen asem o yedi ni o ye na damfo o any boyfriend no o ba ono so obetimi akan sika kakra dia ba what is na ukọ eye stadium a referees no okoyem from so even with VAR they will still make mistakes but after mistakes no ya twena so a wonim say referee no about 5 matches 4 matches 10 matches so ndibi ya twena so a me sure say kakra no ye be get there na nya de sakasa no ne na ye de focus wa bra mu nyina mo so mu hwe bi
very good league na your ball this year no but there are some things we want to wish you mediama your call mu home it was hell the team was hell some teams we want ma na make us your quality but me part me hu say ya ma foreign way no ebun kam ye nema bi so yentimi hunu nema papa na service bi ye wono agwase entire she ye pamon ye wa hane ade esa nema no ebun obi nkase men ye nka ho but ye de na ye wono yes say no dodo yes say no too much
yes say de no ha
yes ta yeah o de o bembe play CB say interview so cry tie bi players ni coaches ubi so omo ayo na omo mentor ne hwan a local how mbebo obidi ombebo obidi na wo aseme na
okay 0244408046 0244408046 and after 0244408354 0244408354 and paying command Daniel ni eje ya dia braye nie say ye league no enya ade a enye se enye o na mom no mo no na mo de amano ne ball no akatakata mani a e ma mo hu papa e wo ye league ni mu say wo be wise spectacle na to nchen a you will surely see the goodness in our league and of our league ni na ye mama fa call away hello good morning
Hello.
Me ba Joe didn't baby or free.
The Queen Mother of GH Sports.
Oh, well in here, Grip Designs.
Kastle FM 90.3.
Emission money you are way. Oh, say, and the film come on interest in pound. Na, na miraho. Oh, say, at first, na technology no on we actually brave. Na Ghana and Poyasha in the lakes, you know. Now you follow up. You need to show TV do not that dimple. We don't studio now, crochet. But in the night, because you are now because it's in the people being in the Ottoman because football people were and very poor. Were and very, very, very bad. You can all year. About India. Without a town coach, another coach was going to answer. I have a cadama to me. Why the people want to wear football and you want to come when I was one away and once and one you want to be.
Okay.
Then you can push you with extra black and white set up 1 smart bassa boat with the man.
Okay. May I say hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Ruby.
Me ba children baby friend free me who pa.
But you cover them post.
Oh, them pose, you open local game, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Then you need it. And the problem with you who you are. Okay, Miss Ruby, what you can do is maybe who you are. Because after all, did that in your story in the one. Now, Cafe. Players, yeah, supposed to be so young, park and yeah, they and the bus obedience to players. On say, if they are okay, maybe I would to quite craft match, some Congo games. Nothing. TV stations now for would be leaks now, Pame and Everton. So far, could be TV. Now, Shana said, phone, say, young phone camera, only games, no. Oh, this will be a serious games, who players no. One say, camera, some market on the one of Hana camera night. It's video of saying it's born, it is who players in women. Where you waiting who players? Then you need your omelette, not Ghana leg in fact. I said, I'm even Division 1, Division 2, I can't.
All right, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Oh, Boboski.
Miss Ruby.
Uni a Jane Akasayo.
Near Jane, some Kano. Baby Manania, baby some Manania. Baby Manania, Jenny. Talent in all like a salmon. Talented and Ghana de will be. League your own the talent in your womb. But I'm paying for no was said. League a year bar. What could be? I be who be young one, Yensan cat. League a year bar. Send a bien war ball, crest a moon with you. League a year ball could be Nick Nukuma. Scoreline or the what 3-2-3-1. What upon a bonus on Wabba for Pepe. Na bakache and that leg, you know, I have a point in fallen leg in a yashani and work at Ghana leg. I know my kind. Well, I know Bumpo look at stadium put a walkuma, look at a win sim. It's the military today into young Quafia. Near a general Cadeno, Nella indoor sports stadium. Shots robot match in Pono, telephone or fallen leg. Okay, fallen leg if I know in the day. Yea, on your papa. It's a papa no woman. If you are at the pool, you can pay before I cut the year down and into your support. You are the papa woman, your support. What may know why in the year about support?
May I say, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Honorable Jaru.
The importer boom to them.
Yahu, your honorable.
I know that me share that with you. You finish the also a me want to cry now. I'm so me want to cry. Also the way a fair you don't know, then why you can pull. My phone the car be at that near all them.
Oh, anyway, why we?
Yeah, Miss Ruby, you national canon. So what time what became PM pa, baby, you could that, baby, you could I like this time you. I mean, first, no, and I'm in football. I can't say I'm a sport my drill. Another asna. Because I in a year can come and put you. I don't know if you can go okay. Miss Ruby, no, I your hope. The time young for some money and farm will be college and a year Kastle would be. You know, one may be what's so Ghana, 2000 you got to hard. You know, what could do us. My Mrs. Stadium will be into my evening. Let's say to my bill, one point you made that age now. Cats, as if the administration was starting from Sulu, no other basi,
Medase, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby Adam.
Aquarium organizer.
And a penny could not happen to them.
No, you're aquarium.
Woman is my pa, Miss Ruby. Telling Wakasa, Namika, Mokan, Miss Ruby. So I tell a Ghana League, Obokunima. Miss Ruby, in the Queen. I guess a bit of our car. I need to put us now working out or all about modern team or no. The master of a Pioki, or Coro, another Oloncoro. Because it's actually a Ghana League. I got the one to serve. Pay for about no way I found. Since I have one of a paper work at the weapon, you pay for about no way. Since I hear legal work to have a miss in the Queen me. I say,
okay, aquarium, it's you. Oh, aquarium, okay, aquarium, hello, good morning.
Salaam alaikum.
Oh, walaikum salam, komsheni.
I was thinking that.
So what is that? Just
we
jam nado, Marty.
Now we can be
and I can say to Anna, non chess any party janado, or Anna because they're all when you saw the oil by Anna. And Jawan anyway. To what train I'm a tough for man or other boy me home.
You, Marty, it's will be moved from our motto. This will be. I will get Jaru or a tata. This will be in a record by the power. Yes, a boy of a. You didn't keep good outside keep good. It's to me to carry your forget. The Miss Ruby, which are done and more by your home. I'm a Modamir and a Mumbo, in the Mabu show. To now, Miss Ruby, with unnecessary intima of a whole one. It is in Yada, I'm a Molopa. The main one, a person, you know what will do to be, will could not one castle. In the Marcopato, main guy. Hey, now into that. The wild time. We shall monkey to matter. We shall ask now matter. Indeed, Alonso, or I didn't get you about in the when you mean, my
Medasi comes saying to come say Nipa, and if you couldn't him say no, so a job or head, let us say, it's all for my dress as some no be on point when who they call soon I was with Jan FKK. Yeah, about warrior, this era DMs, you ever can't watch them saying, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Me pacho din baby free and free.
Me pacho that's in free bakan.
Me pacho yet you.
One program me tape maybe no time to sport but in the question into work mark when I'm afraid.
That's it.
Miss Ruby, you call you to understand me say yembi bi ala yet titiri ye compare in the days the gas titiri. Yembi te umpa na chere yen no as Ghanaians ye kwima na ye kwinchi. Yen nyuma yes en kan ye oyesende. In his body, yes, and can be a gun, you will be a yesterday citizen or yes, naturally, but in coffee, you get the company. We think first in one leg, one camera, one Jesse. Bibiala, and then the walk with Anamwa. But the end of the hotel, the house supports Walker Park. It's a first, so make your workers and the Anamwa. Quality of players, you from compare then and now or then. Quality of football or to them. Supporters and critical park or to them. International important as and then on compare no more than paying for what done what the citizen want to know woman ya queen and now woman ya queen.
Okay.
Oh yeah, simple.
Right. Mesumeda Senyakopon in shall say what do I drink channel Eddie Abba Osini AJ should back up or keep mute. If he wants me chicks to patronize the Ghana Premier League, he should first champion the sack of the FA president, pay the players very well as the referees, build better stadiums and get good sponsorship, then come and convince me to watch it. Football is dead in Ghana, so if I may ask, have he lambasted the FA before? No. So what is he talking about? Okay, let us see. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Coach Miloni.
Golo Kante.
Oh, Golo Kante.
Miss Ruby, na asemo. No, Nankasa, me sure say foreign one hour sha. I don't know what I say yesterday.
See, I had a kakra near Jaya, head and so kakra.
We more baby, I can make us some fun so.
But I say, go say. I see, sweet Ruby, you guys have said it all. Just take a look at our stadium. It's very sad. Ima Eddie Free Puto Bill and Imagine Diano Eddie Abba. Now say Kosia. I'll say good morning, Miss Ruby. There, okay, my can wait if you want mama. Hello, good morning.
Miss Ruby.
Is she?
Yeah, Miss Ruby.
Is she that actually that with you?
Miss Ruby in Porto. And then Madrid penalty now with you to a penalty and a penalty.
Penalty, Madrid, no.
Yeah, you cheer Madrid no, but they take
it was a foul in the box into bet to me,
enjoy a penalty and Kotokono, Kotoko penalty. Take a final penalty, a penalty.
A penalty.
Dama, it's a very young man. I did them penalty. As a Kotoko, a very young man. Yes, aye.
Yes, that's such a good one, Miss Ruby. The problem by the second of supporter that your pair Adako Kotoko or Yana Bruno. Assuming someone is killing a human being to Kotoko, would you support the person? No, the correct problem is near our part. They na okay. I never did me. I try. That's why. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Ten Hag in here.
Miss Ruby Ten Hag.
What you?
This will be near agency, near union, you edition born and
I, Mamma, Abrafo, a born as a catamanido, a bunkma famoso, and I said, Mamma, who the air papa you're leading him.
And the miss will be near jail started over born so yendo. Over born poor Ghana, you took one call a Kobobo can obey. No, the comparison, or they say, ma. Actually, the beauty of our football and American was on a high. Or they say, ma. Or they say, FKK can be there. Above ahead now, obey 2000 and something years ahead of us. Into your baby and Sana. But Miss Fire Moya Mion there. Saying young realize it there, born a yellow. So on yet as papa on yet, my quality no footman. That's a young step see the bottom, ya be better. You to me and Queen more, Miss Ruby.
Of course,
yes, if we don't accept that what we are doing is not good. How can we improve on what we are doing? And we think that what we are doing is the best. Meanwhile, a petay or a best and sank a boshe. Into on today, a bear accepted this is your coach. Abo Libya is a bear coach. Into the master reaching. I am one would do feet near again for Noriba. Because Boli Abobia and Abe coach. Abobia and Abe coach, you know that what you are doing right now is not up to the standard of what we want. There's a baker chain there. Indian consumers and onion fair one, and young consumers and young because they decide they are for him boy. We should come back again. No, I'm going to cry.
May that sit and hug. Hello, good morning. Maybe I didn't be friend free. Oh, online, you breaky palm until you cry. Oh, that be so. I don't want to waste your credit into the show. Okay, so I'm a couple of room now. When they mean to me, who I'll say one who kneels is seeking something is never denied. Okay. His needs. Okay, Uncle Point. I don't know. I kind of say now say Barcelona or Honoma. We'll say Chelsea. We'll say Chelsea. Chelsea is a women's what club? Sana Pesoka. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I was in there.
Uncle Ben, the foreigner. I'm who you pa.
I'm a may I mention the master me to make a comment. But Aslam Kasa. Near Jocelyn.
I say, Papa, the Papa, your league, Nimu, but I say, I brought from the bono, and I'm more the Akatamania, say, Masha, Mamu, who Papa, your league, Nimuno. I'm more the essay, more say, dear, more say, dear, more Mamma Harbor from more say, dear.
One. On the awkward on your either there under 20, goalkeeper's trainer. Even I don't know why. You coach is on Ghana. Being one kind of going out for them, not getting markets. No, what you what support to? I mean, because of every let's all the first and chronic. Onya the kind of one for national team. I mean,
I know they are horror man.
Yes, I mean, what? Mr. To tell you the truth, maybe. It's a more about you. Hey, no, in America, often a Madrid, overbally, car park in castle container. Over 2,000, over 3,000 book. Check it. And that was a 3D, no, where's the normal camera with the truck. match so we use a 3D camera 3D that 3D then they should work born in the west in the plan in the make they want to Charlie I say that guy should come again.
All right, Uncle Ben, me that's me for last call and I'm for the segment. You see, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
What you didn't maybe a friend free. Yay, still our line and you cry. I mean, you say, yay. Fetch me, Michelle. All I knew when you cry. Yeah, for the segment, you see, young Quaman on a coffee and Alonso. New game, no, I say, Mena, me can. And I come from them to drink away, you know. I'm not a kind yanka. This one, dear. No be me, it's near J, okay. But I say, cause you have us our wow, what's it Chelsea? Chelsea is a woman fellowship. Debbie, Santis out, sad tag never do Chelsea, so no. Saturn at Chelsea, yeah, dear. I never supported Chelsea, no man, and my dear baby, a wedding. So that was those days. But nay, and my baby. And then my fellowship team, Madrid, a man is now Madrid, the man is now Madrid. Okay, and your class, Obian funny just in Madrid, and man, Amodiba, a man called Madrid. They didn't be a free and so. I'll say, good morning, Miss Shubi. Hope you guys are doing well. Please wait to let Osman know that all those clubs are not handled by friends and families. I'll say, we need only 8 teams to play in the Ghana Premier League. Only 8 teams to play in the Ghana Premier League. I'll read the rest, not for you. Yeah, the segment next year. Come on,
so Mr. Cosmos.
Mr. Cosmos.
On him no. Oh my, yeah, what I turn the bread or
down here. I
know the about. I see the recent. No. Look at them. Was a news of a football fan. I see the recent curtain raiser before the FA Cup final showcase qualities than the actual FA Cup final. Yes, the second goal that Daniel J scored. Has he ever seen any of our premier players score such a stunner? So imagine. So Francis Akwabo. So I don't know. Can say that time quality near the quality no. Me sure say near Jane seven no kind no. Enti prompt no this answer me. But I wo dwuma yi nyina na wo say but kesipa no. Ejina omo na omo from the football people no. Omo NLD na yensusu ye di akire nti ade no ukona se nsem de ode ba ye be ba beka bone no so de ye mfa nsuma san se bone no ene beboa ama esa papa no atimi akọ akire. The Premier League, the La Liga, the Bundesliga na ye di akire no they all have issues. But omo we a omo fa so na omo ahihye na omo atimi ade kọ omo fi se Premier League no omo sha ase na afu sei empo ene Simon Jordan mo, Danny Murphy mo, those guys, you know, omoka the rot wom nyoma boni bi wom bia omoka.
Your referees watch Mondays.
Yes.
Me who referees are anya de. They talk about all this.
They always talk about it. Enti boni ne wom no mwaka but papa ne doso.
Of course.
Enti uka boni na e kakra bi. Uwi a papa no be ba bebre. And na Collins Morrison e kan say we have the best league in the world. We have the best football clubs, you are the best players. Maybe baby we can so nya adwen la liga for no be sorry. But what can we? Omo present quality
product na kasa no.
So what you say? And no competition na they are there. Competition na no mo. So how do we say the all can on right? Enti sanet yes we per say ba into the conversation na ene ye present African now 4 slot. Oh, FIFA Club World Cup no. On conquer ball crown when you 10 million. Eda wenim $10 million oh. On ball. And then on your calf, any FIFA organize it. Your friends say, oh, FIFA competition omoya Mamludi Sanders 4G. Ghana near kan ho. And I refi ade. Refi competition now omoya. Nansi how. Emo ma Mamludi Sanders. Sika pudu ana eda so. Omo gisa sika no wie yo se so omo sa ko FIFA Club work omo kwaji 10 million wa bro omo bobo o sa board draw bia se Sundowns omo wini 2 million omo age elali board draw waje 1 million.
All right, therefore see yankwa amanone yankwa hwe amanone kakra Osman
Manchester City game no nye work no ndana na bo supporters no wo ye dey with stadium
work for no me who how want to go do hosa go play FKK everyone was strong.
Bisa won na bazi na wa ya Timu to kwano kwa America mpa. Ko fute chi ko support bo ni bi. Na tse ko ma de local mpa ntuma nye ka ho si.
E local press mpa to kwan na yes say ho sem akwa de.
The Manchester City o. Na wa ko funa wa jibe bia fo what to ni what show dem. Tse ko ma de na.
The real sports is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley. Kastle FM. The Sports King.
Eniama no ne fe ne buo ene said ye entwe nyinam kanea enti na grofo ani gye ho saa no say home appliances nko na opedia to Hisense na ufie be dawase Hisense everyday prices for everyday
Kastle FM 90.3 heavy.
Cool chop and I say 30 Ghana cedis everybody 300 Ghana cedis. Fan say with the 1 Ghana cedi, everybody 30 Ghana cedis. Cool chop. And I say 30 Ghana cedis, everybody 300 Ghana cedis. Cool chop. Na 100 cedis better there, and no crowd here easy grab. Dinko nim 30 times, and we yibako agudi anymore. Near here say obey abapano, a free authority to ebimu. And matter to 6 a woman, ama wedding kunim. Na anya enunkuana no, babako, and I say bo and 9 impreno. Debia, nanya 2 Ghana cedis free. Wumpe way na upet dial star 946 hash. Na shasi e bonus sia. Enele ensa game pack akudi anymore. Enye mawana wondi efie edu watching.
We was sikakete we was sikakese wo. No we want too much money. I say Telecel too much money promo about town. We are in the bedal star 500 hash. Ne dem Telecel too much money promo. Ebotumenzi 100 Ghana cedis cash. Wa akraze na obeye ni debia no. Dapendia anso no ebotumenzi 20,000 Ghana cedis. Ebotumenzi 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Wa akraze kasena nkasem. Etibia 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Awoze to credit go for no do keke. Nenya pointer ebotumenzi nkunyimu akraze mu. Dial star 500 hash. Ana ko Telecel play app no do. Na fa ho je Telecel too much money promo yimu. Insisai kakra da ho.
Telecel connecting energies.
Akrazi enele fu on sashase. Wa Caritas Lotto platform no do.
New Kivo hot pepper powder. Loco shoe. This advert is FDA approved. The real sports is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley. Kastle FM. The Sports King. The real sports is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley. Kastle FM. The Sports King.
Kastle 90.3 FM Sini Robert Mensah Sports. Yeah, it's 5 minutes past 8. Bedin komo. Also more update or transfer update on Barcelona. Okay, Shadow boy, yeah, the free. Bring ball on the upper ewaha. Then was saying we don't tell the truth. That is why we hate listening to Ghanaian sports. Okay, may I say. Then I say good morning, Miss Ruby. Please, I want to tell Madrid that they should beef up their team before we start the new season. Else, they will suffer for Barcelona hands. Barca till I die. Daniel Niaje should come again with his comments. I beg you, loud and clear at Abra after 6 inside Master Mahmoud Fashion Center. Copy them post anyway. And so the Abba Ewaha. Anajua de Osman Wadam for Anajua de Ni. I don't say Kowari na Waria, Utia Rena, Ebeko. I say good morning, Miss Ruby. I really love Ghanaian football, but I always fall asleep when watching it because the camera quality alone discourages me from watching. You can't even see the ball when it goes out for throw. Okay, and I do at the end of the way, and so they are back. Osman saw a chair, and I do Osman say or chair. Now, from N'Golo Conte, Miss Ruby, what is the criteria in selecting team for FIFA Club World Cup? Yes, sir. Based on the performance, the last 4 years, competition, continent organizing, and that's the Champions League, the Confederation Cup, Ghana has Africa Champions League. I didn't know performance. The last 4 years, the number of points our gain woman, ɛna do call FIFA Club World Cup no ase. Okay, Asman.
Yeah, Miss Ruby.
African Football League.
African Football League.
Yes,
okay. Yeah.
4 million prize money.
You see.
$4 million.
Skaba Africa, yeah, dear. All right, that's my Aquaman on here. Any come
Yeah, Ruby, you're starting FIFA Club World Cup no. Now, ended that and you are bringing you no. Competition is serving and some good games are yenye be a shape power hono. Now Manchester City boy against or your work for no. Ended that you kind of City football win the game no. Now expectations on your attention and what you Mesma. Work of Morocco, open your opportunity now once I express one. Now, Ruben, let me feel that just as we said about the last time, the African teams, there is always a problem with them. And then me feel that work of no in terms of experience. Born young simple, young maybe asking when the young there is a club in Africa they often work no. Why is it a crowd of honor? Up and the goalkeeping aspect, defensive aspect, the midfield aspect now. Young wasn't born to say you but you do the attacking third that. Baby abaka de yana clubs will be you want composure in front of the goal post yet to me go yenya decisive or honomono and my normal young the clear stark difference between African clubs compared to not South American clubs in terms of South American clubs now will be confidence about one born quality no was sir but in terms of young football from this play no boy yenya bobino me feel that we are not far away from it what can you make it in kitibi and you to say ye about to push yen game no honom. And the City for no starting game in term 2nd minute and I feel for Dean Bebenya the first goes in Manchester City. I wonder me feel that as I test now to work for the crowd because now me shame there and try a bon Auckland City type of game in this particular one no. But after conceding the first goal no and you who the work for no such there when it comes to one so bonim. Now member one for that my respecting from Manchester City. Number want to one control ball and one bona. Ruby work for that why as a crowd in the first half no now Bonnie has two na also you especially looking at City for one team I was by ya virtually on your down my team about can say start the season proper was about both season no especially the defensive back line no because Rico Luis I rent our friend or Victor Reyes or Honum and Nathan Aki and then Nico O'Reilly. Yeah. These are not standard players.
Look, Nico Lewis, no wife. That's why when you need a cry.
Yes, I don't Tijani Rangers and also Nyane debuts in Manchester City or Honum. Ryan Check you so bad when Nyana the debut seasons my Manchester City or Honum. Savio, Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden and Omar Mamouche. These were guys I was starting. Nitinano so I say we're because the holidays in the Kakra. Into Wabano now, either freshness in the womb. I didn't let me feel that. I'm a Cassisia. Ruby, so African teams, we need to do better. The one that me feel like a first half from the culture team, we win the game in the first half from Pa. It should have been work of Morocco. Now, Eshet, board our one, I will to create a chance to openings. Now, we'll to code any one about code any one of now, G3ness. One decision making very poor. Now, when you maza warrior or honum. I just don't know. But all the babies now back at Darcy Moraes. Now suppose he came into the party. Can you sweeping in the game no? Ni save so to more in the course of the game na zini nyano. Now ya zano so to na over so honoma. Manchester City that they just have to rely on their better performance and other quality was bano and what is share or work for it was experience and what you see in the game me feel that what to was it really or honum. But some of the key players and that you want to January Rangers. Ruby say actually to January Rangers ball under or boy no. The first time team no be more I think only 1 month simple. But then to be able to understand the game and what the coach deserved from him let me feel that he was a perfect player on the foot of honum. And wasn't bunny as old to now also in your honum. Ryan Check and the match that made huni. And Ruby, you've seen some French guys be Hatim Ben Afa. Some guys be a could be so honum. Some national players will do baby kakra. But there's some couple of other guys here. We want some point where or Jiren or Nyedama Arab descent guys, But
the couple Liverpool one made Okoye Betis captain.
Is it Nabi Fakir?
Yeah, Nabi Fakir.
Those guys, they were that's good, but inconsistency. That was their problem. They said that you won ye. Hatem Ben half yes. When you walk Kadamu squad in Ubi, and before the Ryan Check, and Nabi Fakir no Korea Betis. If I cannot correct Betis, there was another guy we saw honum. And also not popular, no pop and skill set. He was that good. Yes. This is our quality had. Saudi League. These guys are good, but inconsistency. And see Ryan checking Ruby say Otumo ye nejumo ye ya. Me feel that he's going to be there. But into the boy now me share this man said I'm in now I was expecting a lot from him. I said I'm in boy in here or no. But my current the work for no at least they lead up to expectation. But goes no and I went to no one South African guys no. Actually yeah Melula and onye Losha. These were guys and then me feel opportunity bank or to most goes in your honor. But Northern Amrabat. This guy what about work? Yes, our work is here.
Hey, Amrabat, my you for Amrabat.
On Manchester United Amrabat too. We are nodding. We just have experience, man. Yes, on your family Amrabat, we are different one now. And experience 38 years. Yeah. Now, other than me feel that guy knows can be by the first half coach no uniform. Okay. Yes, so we see about 2 car. Other than that, me feel a bit sluggish in the game of one about coaching more ball full 90 minutes. The second half, they just manage the game for the two sides in now. And then the city for pick 1 3-pointer in your moko question your honor. Baby, a talking point no by in that was Madrid game, no. And I'm going to bear Kastle honor. Ruby, they should just relax. That's a new coach, new environment, new players. Ruby, I mean, or a new coach, new environment. And the players and then so just starting, you know. Yes, you would expect a lot from the boys, you know. But Alexander no ended up being the debut. Esha here Hoyson so be being debut or honum. Fraga see a bebo bobo ni bi. Akwenyi honum na virtually non faces no. Obi atumbo bi or honum. But then it also tells you the quality of the Saudi league this year. Abeka Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a really somebody did away to one. But Ruby interestingly, in the direction yes Simone Inzaghi. No so ko join the team so on cherry. Yes, but I say Esha ended that makes most position the team now. For me from mobile coach na bado. Absolutely. Yeah. But then coach wants to on him team this. Then the Esha and Sano tactically now it was that good. But for me I show the lessons I Madrid football drove into the game no. And then I was started with a back four. And I was boy and your man said I don't in Form 1. Yes, but in the show, your opponent is supposed to suffocate one. But maybe I'll be able to cast some upon the play, be able to cast some Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Ruby, for me, it is normal. Maybe I don't see you. But he would improve. Open offensive wise now. You all know that he is better in offensive transitions, you know, than though defend or honor. And so the first chance of buyer press and all command the crap. That was the situation now. On your board, your head is a man. This guy is it out Dawsari. That particular boy, you know. But all the baby no say Sharina load the muna. Now what you use in one pound or honum. And send him and all that, you won't be surprised. And I know Liverpool as Madrid as a team no. Definitely work on this. That man defensive works no. You definitely have to improve when it comes to defensive work no. But all the baby no share to one say Raul Asensio. For me, last year it was a revelation. But here we stage where honum na or your born or back so the mom. On your dama antics be. On your dama subani be. Very sluggish or tackles out sometimes you know on two more steady and sound will make movement or quantum decision making very poor. Meaning why or too aggressive. Sometimes he needs to relax. But me feel that more quality into no super good or he will definitely also get there quantum. One person did a manual general pie Dean Hoyson. And then I couldn't see for that I'm a leadership no or the bed with one stability, confidence, calmness, and was the bed to one. And I was just imagining this and Raul Asensio. Yes, maybe a ben here could on your giddy crack, no on your calm. But sometimes you send to my own it will cost your team. Then will be checked the penalty, for instance. It was needless. But why no cause him Madrid will consider honum. But second half no, coach in the bay no may win there. Maybe he may not be able to play with the back four no. So going with the back three now. About to know what did he do? And then the second half what by no. I know Brent South no Raul Asensio was in the film. I know they went in for the back training tea or Ma Trameni, ko join it to honum, and after Alexander Arnold no, almost quenim ga kind offensive wise no, and one who stability of Madrid team no. And other gules or bay no so prove there a quanibia urban team no. Say a play Makobotum Bakawa again for Real Madrid for any opponent to be now. Other Goulet obviously should be a starter in this Madrid team. Maybe your early days yet, but you know too much justifying over there. The conversation about names and those things, you know. You're from Twinchen, yɛhwɛ players wɔn abilities no na yɛmfa wɔn nyɛ adwuma Vinicius asema camera bɔ hɔ no yɛwɔ na camera bɔ no Rodrigo for instance FKK for some time now Ruby he's not been himself I don't know for some time now Vinicius so I don't know but he should up his game because since Mbappe Ben I that bench no yɛnhu ne yɛnhu ne sɛ ne ayɛ coaching so coach to mo yɛ ne nyama yɛ no so botum na wa aboa but you be happy for the academy boy no Gonzalo Garcia and the year to otum obenya da ma goal no ozema ne team no so no conference obotum obekosere but baby amonyo je pie the rousing welcome was ma ye Luka Modric I supporters in the business na say there this is that guy controversy to obey if ka akakuru ade now no menyim say if next season we are going to see it in the top 8 leagues and top 5 leagues centers na goalkeeper eje ball more than 8 seconds no kita wunsema ye boko corner na ya kwa kobo oh okay I think that boy because time wasting sometimes you know aya no so how adwene ohonom but in the penalty decision no na nkofuru complain ohonom but be in the 18-yard box you know any sort of contact bia no I'm a referee opportunity there on take a decision but na me feel it was a bit harsh because playing one hwe nachi so anko nachi on the player bank e be bia anko sheda but once one kan ko ban dem no that was the situation na nkofuru complain what they bia na opran kan mari wo pick a 3 points na ohonom but rules are rules when chawa adwene ohonom but boy asim bonu na abado there is a reason why I'm married to baby no what kind of check boy in the day we want to sign you na mom say put your sign wa for fit AFCON na boy say that be on to monje Morocco we chi no ko Real Madrid even though a big club but in the channel quality of honum my boss had the phone about once we justify the reason why Ronaldo no commentary be there they are probably better than the French league but when I disagree married on any day ya bo season proper market place near we could one level be we be trusting me because this game we know it would have been better for them to know yambo married first one about yambo hilaf rather one about the wotumo peke at least a point in the game that when go on any massive cry and the wotumo one so or project one day Saudi league you know they've also come to stand to know kudos to them and Ahmatin way Juve ball against Al Ain of is it UAE yes as somebody in the former club no and then once watch one quality there it seems to be the mina sometimes for 1-to-1 level honum 5-0 emphatic results Randall Colom one or Bob Brace or honum and Sergio Coincisawo no Coincisawo Papa Nebano no so Bob Brace or honor and Kenan Yildiz these are guys for me for the future it's a Conibia after the season Colom one is easy Ruby PhD is me sure there on your team bimbo in Sejuvia one shana one and can be another loan umpa on sign on you one in
next season
yes
I'm supporting Inter no Juve
Napoli or honum no Rebecca Bianienti yeah no the Juve share 5 for honum I think second yes second yeah second one what you don't sign a PhD over to do but in the games you know Palmeiras ball against El Ali Ruby straightforward Palmeiras will pick a win in this game
Al Ali
Egypt yes Palmeiras be share El Ali for honum anytime I'm ball against FC Porto and as a question kukrofo bio nkukrofo na want to America no say Inter Miami coach no so you serious Mascherano or you serious and the game on bench Suarez don't to America make sure more passes normal by striking so more passing to America how you say you Busquets and they will better passes no defensive setup what you to na way you put of finance last one shot that one nyas them but so far no this is also their second game and they will try to prove a point and pick the maximum points you know make sure the game will be a very close encounter but it's advantage will game no more must be more FC Porto honum into double chance FC Porto in this particular one honum Seattle Sounders over against Atletico Madrid Diego Simeone I'm expecting him to pick his first 3 points you know in this particular one honum to be yemfa FIFA Club World Cup no na yemfa honum now be bisa about Nico Williams ne transfer no Barca they are serious in the market and apaway some 1 hour ago and a Fabrizio Romano will be posted and apaway there or yaza Barca no and that deco and on ye other charges no Bojan Kirkic mu okodu Bilbao honum na yante there yete we kodu Bilbao but destination no was wo Ibiza Ruby Ibiza honum no na hona Nico Williams so all is no holidays yes internal reporting nyina and the Colombia ko shia boy no na we nezi nkomo na afi wa hwe there kwana botum obey na obetase wo honom ya aka the boy so remover or for technical reason and the monetary aspect no but when you bass team now obebo because of the partnership with Oye Lamine Yamal. In fact he will be a joy to watch Oye FC Barcelona team no we be an pam you can say me break am there 6 years deal 6 years contract Basa without Nico Williams yes boy na atase we agree personal terms of honom international salary no back 7 to 8 million euros a year and obetua was the man he said the next step now what kind there Bilbao of the send 1 penny to 1 penny who sky radio 58 million euros no for Kamala Liga for no uncle Winska into Basa for no is a wash able to negotiate with club to club no now if we to my quack join into Basa for no when you want the yatin one guy see where we are when you confirm area since you Nico Williams no so or ya no so good all konanyi mo honom na ko Manchester and the bezun komo kakra Manchester United yes right side of Manchester United we no beneficiaries in the bay no I am shaba kakra I am sure we United for to make sure that this is over start next is over start ye na wa ko nanyim but Andre Onana no Ruby when the problem ni nyina wo yes what chamna want to goalkeeper ninzi and they want a world class goalkeeper obeginachi hono ma obotu na obeboa and ma catch wade there goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez of Aston Villa Dibu on the city and sport new club no so koba onyo baka ko yedwuma wonom na konya asman ka Aston Villa can season shan koba ko European football but in the no simple for downgrade number Manchester United for next season now for about try obotum na why the rebuilding no na wa ko nanyim honom no simple we say yes to Manchester United yes we say yes personally that's what we agree deal now obotum na wa ko yeah but Aston Villa for they are looking for 40 million pounds and san we Gemma boy no wa ko so me feel that be a good deal that Benton so obanya United na we tum na wa ko now no power we story be about fi or Liverpool worriba now Ruby it is about Liverpool signing a striker after completing a deal for Florian Wirtz no ya but ni sikasem a lot of the conjecture no kodo honum Liverpool finish them 200,000 pounds and a boy in week obaji wo honum but obanya other bonuses bia no is 120 no honum oye between the boy and the club no but officially 200,000 pounds a week no and obaji but currently Ruby they are looking for a striker and I bet that there is a strong link one link Alexander Isak to Liverpool yes and power yeah very very strong link into Liverpool watch there that ma British transfer record Chelsea was the Kafa Caicedo was it Wakafa Caicedo from Brighton and Hooves was it by Chelsea no Liverpool watch there about to we break or that ma transfer no and for me that kind of confidence Liverpool for player wasn't my manager no Oba no someone top player but to obaji Premier League because Liverpool for to that ma standard no do into Oba nankasa ne season so request for a player a club but the best you can do in there get him the players over here no one for ni adwuma so if it is anything to go by no acha that one no move no it is eminent he is moving Obaka 2 strikers Jota and Alfred Otum was sign a Brent from Alexander Isak they are going to be the 2 players obo compete for a Liverpool team no but Ruby one problem in the Isak no quality is never in doubt but injuries and I Jota so no simple injuries it's Liverpool but to my them deal now it is possible but trust me Newcastle wants to Champions League next season obo goes will be yes obo goes will be it's no see about Mason Manyama obo call one now Ruby Arsenal for no obo titi in class I want to hear Arsenal ho no and Benjamin Sesko ni agent our friend Elvis Basanovic and I will be saying a question about the link between Arsenal no ne player no na Ruben and some more kind no when there is something wrong somewhere yes us in there we have a clear plan we would never force or blackmail Leipzig we do things in right way or don't do them Sesko would only live for a special club and a project. And then some more kind of be there. Arsenal for the corner of Pada what for that what bullies because one for the no. When they are not ready to support Arsenal for Pada what you know. And Ruby I feel that it is not fair. You see some catch already the problem between Arsenal and City and Oyenye may be 2 strikers no coach ni pair Benjamin Sesko and a sporting director no or pair Victor Gyökeres. Currently Gyökeres no so on penny club other than Arsenal. but coach no so feel there so when you Benjamin says kuna 21 years of age I rent and quality ni attributes no say man time kakra bia about to know we progress na wa kona nyim yes Leipzig for no they are looking for 80 to 100 million euros but Arsenal for no say plan show intent to put on move e kona bia that negotiation but mo force the scan want to no nkofum
okay
and confusion so onye that mo sika na there is not going to be any deal and a boy no say he's also not ready there on force a move out of the team because of the relationship wa bodo hono no na when one man someone start na no sumpo akwa yompo a ya hwe mesima Arsenal for that particular deal na Ruby adwen wa entase ya started transfer see club bia kwa na wa sign bi Chelsea kwa wa sign bi United kwa wa sign bi Liverpool kwa wa sign bi Tottenham fun poda na wona onyombo yi won so wa sign bi ohono but Arsenal is yente wo hwe Thomas Partey Ruby akwa esi kasem Partey last time onye Michael Oteje ezi nkomo also ye Arsenal fan London hono nanyu age sisi awawar owobokro honom o field Arsenal ye fie wakwa esi kasem club ni field say yeto bia yento ne bi mfim enti ndey say o field say one say can the Spanish midfielders will be Mendia na wa chira Partey no ebi wakwa supposed to come into no until na salary do who does that any property me bia na Ruby was quite in depth was one of enti mo fi bench no so obeshema na quality nti do obi a o start game was my club no but for Arsenal ko ten adwene one entase wo hono and that is the problem situation of Kodwa Arsenal hono sisia nti egura ya trend striker no be ban nti metena nefe ko your stories no Arsenal who botuma as next season they need to get a striker one solve that problem no but the good thing for them in there Ethan Nwaneri and Afe Lewis Kelly no in the long term contract no boys now they to me there they are going to extend for a club Arsenal hono that's also a good one and also if Arsenal for one camp or bar midfield a good one but then urban the striking options now Ruby they need to be able to solve that problem so on the man pressure about to know acquire Arsenal for one do hono na club our Mikhailo Mudryk ma men kana sempo no me friends na ya fan kan nto no Ruby oya tete honestly boy no Chelsea signing 8 years and obey I think some 2 seasons ago winter transfer January and obey joining Chelsea and that season no be anyim that branch no he was virtually moving to Arsenal and Chelsea ko say chira ko sign play no yeah to Boli me feel that damn transfer way Chelsea if they look back they would regret kaka yes what to scale was boy no buy no he has not lived up to expectation but I can see offer that anti-doping agency especially from the EP of no what check here if you look at check here her brain say we work for it is against or yeah sports na what's the work na sample test a no when there in Drew no our brain no more gem boy no so denying there on friend Drew I was not intentional but so your intention so that no kwenu medru no that is the question what is the home come and the report now but there what kwaya test e bia ni nyina no ni nyina so ye positive. Yes, I will be said they want to be sure because one people want to take a decision. Now reports are here picking in there. I don't know, Miss Manyama Silkono, boy, now 4 years ban, and I was about to know. Yes, now Ruby is 4 years ban or a Chelsea for 1 ko. I know you know, but I think the Chelsea signing 8 years. It is a 4 years in pa. Okobompo bakan by 4 years bill. Now, what? Sign will be 8 years. Azana. It's Ruby. We are praying there. Say, or no bunch. Boy, no so cast. Now I can Academia wanted to do because on no new Waka from Bonnie Bear was against or yet the sports, and that is one thing for me feel I very bad for Mikhailo Mudryk. Or a good player. Me feel our talent, but maybe as an environment, Sanankasa no Subono, whatever the case is, and your man Koye inform ma or ye Mikhailo Mudryk. Into Chelsea, this is the problem. What about to call him to 4 years? You're trying to if and about Brent, now I quite continue if you're honor.
May I say, Asman the Venga, but that's what they're coming on it and some emu. They say a teen, I attending in our channel from a samba. I am if you're not free. A few local stories are catching you to me fan to also.
The real sports is here. Noyes caught in no man's land. It's Marty! Kastle FM. The Sports King.
As a mention, we send this squad to near J for me, or Seb Watson, Aziz and San Godfrey Yeboah, Joe Henrik, Ablode, Odro, any of Mama Kenya. Can he compare the current Kodoko squad to them? Okay. May I say. And I'll say Madrid are like bombers and dear. From the coach to the players, Alonso the German manager and Alonso the assistant. Madrid will come and buy Salah, okay, Fofole and Fala. Yo, okay, may I say for your message. I'm ready for that local service. I can and 12. So right, still on other ni AJ issue no, ni AJ saying. He say players are almost a kind of so almost players no almost so. Or see players no. I was so muhunu say. I do born now me bono. Say my fan say me duma and ask my fan say be obi bobe me be keke dia ene omo a except for atoma. Omo nsa senwe hu say e di entina wo bobo no hu di entina bobo na obebobo no na waboni ye na tumi abo ma wo career no so no atumi akona ni eje nsem
football na wo bo onya ntiase wo bo first of all de entina opeso bobo wo bo say wani ji hu ana wo bo say obi na ebo eye ofe entina opesa wo bo ana say wo bo no say eye wadwuma opesa wo fa ntuma nipa no enya ntiase a na ono say me kire wo bibia based on nia wo ntiase na wo no say me hu say me bo no ye kire wo nia bi be easy amount. When you get an understand of football now, there are a lot of things be able to.
And some Daniel ni AJ added to job. I started to just say, nay, if you got to come, run on the sea kind one. Was not the guys they were great and they were committed into game no. Oh wow, he said, why no one more when your position being conquerable. Guys, no many are brave passer can be as no. One may bo Eddie increment, not about man is successful. Ewo Kumase Asante Kotoko, Bobo Ekonumu. Na young to us so not for young quiet anymore. Media my head coach Ibrahim Tanko that you just say me adumas break league ni players no do anano e bejo mo kwan na afel matumi ameki new signings amba bo team se be ya next season there won betumi apushi for the title no after say this season omo enya a disappointing season no eno coach Ibrahim Tanko koma what they are to draw enra Kumasi Asante Kotoko womo ede FA Cup trophy omo je no kwesi ada no kopie mu ewo Mensah Palace te say omode kwache opemsoa oma afi ye ball league na wie ye call ye no ye ball league ni bi ye ball FA Cup so league ni ye ntumi anye de tumi gie ni FA Cup nti de abo eno ma ye kwan afi Africa na tumi akontino ene ye dredri de abo bi e behia biaro na e wo se team no pay for the boy na afi Africa no ye tumi de kontan enra kotokofo e de trophy no kohia mu e wo ye Mensah de kokyere opemsoa no so no mede atu dwa Barbara man enso akasa wono so akasa for Ghana Premier League ne hom wo see Ghana Premier League no ndo ka no krapa dia and challenges no enye the lack of talent no wono so aka the same thing na mom no ye say players ne de obo ye good na mom ade problem no planning and organizing and no how you organize your league no any you planning for your league no any problem but talent ne de ebusu ewo Ghana harma Baba Abdulrahman so ne san komo no etumi ede atudwa yenko Central Region Middle League ni moy na fe yemfa enkonko wie ewo hono mo na ehwe result a etodwa enroda no na enra result e ba e group B ni mo no match day 2 no West City shemi no young red boot e ba ko red boot free ana afi akwabo so and she ba kuma fatema nko she 4 no na sanso na ne kopie mu a Miracle Lands Eshe 1 Emma Betina Shishe 2 and after Opiros Eshe 5 Shifu Atimokwa 40 eye back on the table no after 2 matches group D OP Heroes was 6 Betina was 6 Miracle Lands NB and after Shifu Atimokwa 4 NB na group B no Fetaman was 6 West City was 6 Young Red Bull ni hwe akwabo so yomadu sensu eni hwe wo ho ene Friend of Academy bought Dabola say eye YS na Police National abo Genesis FC Action Ladies ebo Rainbow Super Rainbow na fe Commanding Kum abo against Tumantu Dominance it way any games are etodwa Central Region yen so yen Middle League limiti na no and started with the final group stage fixtures no sa ena ho sem no etie yen ram kakra we na fe yen fa course ni kai se wani so ya basabasa wani so wisi wani no ehu ade ye oposa na oposa wani as bibi yes wani no so a fakọ 31st herbal clinic omo na eye specialist a won betumi atu wani hu yade bia ase ade amawo kaisa okopie mu ewo mankese mu a school kesim opposite I4 junction mo ho asem fosu chrome near Presby Church na fe agona swedru omo ewo bypass ewo nkubem kaisa oba Cape Coast no ma Kastle FM Koko Depo nche he ya no mo wa na me adma 31st and I say 1st January ya 1st July 1st July ya no doctor beba around na fi obehwe obi ani ho yade e de ma no tisha no so me si am ya adma 1st July ya doctor ebeba na Kastle FM and down here Koko Depo no ba betena asna fe wo ani e ha obi a wo de abana fotimi asa ho yade e de ama o mo de na fra ho man 0559 999543 0559 999543 31st Herbal Clinic almost erade yen yare safo won ma aviator tree enya kwanya ba be Ghana's aviator legend exclusive to Betway log in betway.com.gh na fishas yese wo kwa trust won e ba na aviator tree mu pa wonim twie over 500,000 cedis and a woody cash price no that so and a sound watch the p at the mount e can who p tika on son so mam say un ma vieta tree a enya sika wo ho padia koneko twi bi e wo Betway ho na sika e di achi no e dross ni pa terms and conditions apply Betway for say get way more FKK
yes
bakaka kan ho na fe yankofa course no
yeah once again near J can play sanasem and so so far football as your career I was say more ni break na wo ye India no cre simple say nya Ghana hanu mpo na pesa wo betna still wo sha sia wo hanu de wo say wo more ni break na wo so utimi ye and coaches no me sure say bebe na hu intentions na say right omo ebe boa ma watimi akọ animo yet still system no so enhye den kan rejo mu bibre so omo nye saa de no so be bia me ne be ya adwen pa ne say also you intentional with or talent no unless you be afraid na wo pese wo suabo so wo pese wo suabo de ne ye football industry ye mboa nye wa fe ne ho ko sua bibi foforo ba ye the football ne wo na wo gidie wo mu se onso be bo akọ akiri anase mpo de on bon kọ akiri bebre ye nkope Barca fo ni Madrid fo yi Manchester fo yi yan fam kan wa Manchester fo Chelsea fo Arsenal fo City fo PSG fo di omo ye ni Bayern fo di omo ye wo mpese ho mpo be kwa akobo bia na se bia pese bi mpo a FIFA the likes okokopiem wo bia Saudi ho se de sika omo hu di omo mfanya omo tugumi onso pese okoji bi ba wa hyase ni hia yie pa and Ghana and e ma osa foundation nti also you know hom na otimi bobo ni ye na be prepare otimi akwakodru sam pempen so I'm not taking anything away from anyone. It could be say clubs am di kan bobo and so betimi abo akwakodru ba me pese me kire se wani ambre na wan yire ho ambre wo mojani Ghana ye land ne sa netie adwuma bia wo ye bia no se wan kasa wan challenge wo ho a system no eni ho no se mbra me prepare fa ma wan jeje so emfa nkokodru wo na wo se wo yire ho na okokodru no minti so anya ne sa de a ene football nya wo dia frimu kora akọ ne ko e bibi foforo but se football no na apese obodi ko dia bisa omo di kan pass through no mo akọ even Asian mo kra mpo ne Asamoah obebo Steven Apia bia odi beko akire kakra kwa akobo samekofo ne na de bia ne ye kan e ba no football talent na no kakra na enye bibre but no work above himself and Alhaji Guruza ehu se akọ de wi anani ase abre memfa no enka players bi mu ho na memfa mo nko e no no kọ e sign se na o ye adwuma ma no bro so na o ye I mean no was our willingness no say with chance ne with opportunity obetimi ayi nti no and a man kokodu sa stage do hwe Ghana pa ye talent ye ton kwa brochom kodu sa high level na same kofo de obeka say talent wise no ni bebre ma ne mbro so but then it sense na wo hu say de me metimi aye nie e football na mpese me ye na metimi aye no and they no kokodu sa stage and sometimes those players ni so mo nkenkan kakra no mo mbisa questions kakra say football yi pa na opesa wo ball kroma dia and you saw you ho na ye but ade ba ko antimi mboa ma mo so nyire mo ho nya na ebiem unze nipa bi no say obi challenge no so no a true challenge dia man ho say obeye ho e bia emu bi de bia rara bi ka say e bia say one challenge ho a ka de bia obetina fie obeka say utifi obedidi obenya bia hye ne nasefo nti untu kwan po eno akwa ye adwuma obabi sa nkofo ni bi ho no but you challenge yourself sometimes also kwa we wan so koye bibi fama ho se won so at the end of the day utimi ka say sa de we de me na me biri moja ani na me saka ye so anya ne saa party a Ghanaian system the way city no so wan kwan konya agency bi mu ampass through wan kwan konya club bi ambo na ne nam de aka no de a ene obebress abade bia honom so no ena ayiro ho a wo shine no enso betime afiri mu abanti honom de waka ne ye players no bi wutimi say laziness how mo ebi onom so atimi say onye serious or feel say oh ma me konkobo gidi kakra na me betene fie say saa de ane obe bre papa na no wan kokro ankeye wo de abisa omo bobo clubs bi na say for omo be fie omo sresre na no so man share example share obi experience wa hwe ya obe be fie obe frɛ ebi our girlfriend na abesre no so about transportation e fa back wa hwe ya obe kɔ fie obe call mama obe call papa obe call wo fa bi wo fa nso so no wo twa wabo so dada no obe call no akɔsen so ma transportation e fa back to team camp, which for me pesa ade no se me tia na bi kokuma sia no ma feel ofie se mo transportation me ntimi mpo ene ka meka ha oh but nye sa na me pe me sure say nye sa na so pezo sometimes also challenge ho e wo so hu say career no nya hanom na pese ende o pese ende beyond the shores of the country say sa de say ye hu say uko Ethiopia uko Tanzania, Rwanda, uko South Africa, uko ada leagues no ma Togo mpo ubetimi anya sika kakra dia ba fie nti adenti na won challenge ho na enye beyond the shores of the country na won challenge ho kakra de fa years bi si ho din dia wo Ghana aye ntua ye ka ye memfa mani ntuso bebre mejire me ho meye training 2 years 3 years o se menya sa contract no abroad na meko challenge kese na ni eje atru dia mom na no mo ya me sure say coaches ni bi willing so betimi abo mo akọ ni but mo konso aye o mo nkai ebi m ko mo nkai eno so kan bi na yesa na ya na coaches ni bi ayi o mo ani nti o mo konso so o mo nkai enti yes
o kan to ozi ya kenechi Ruby question be some way there e koma dey nyimpa hin na obotum abo the Ghana Premier League dey bia yare ball league no yankwa outside man ka Britain and man ka Europe but there bia enko be bia re Ghana Premier League na abo career wi na ka bia me we menya 2 bedrooms bi metum ato card metum is true football my establish business bi menya sure me hu bi so player bo na we die bia no na o chere mpako no akwa outside ma wa aba me nsem Africa Kenya me ne adwene 100% Miss Ruby. But you see how many players na in a year you produce okrom hade ya after the football season one more hin one opportunity a wotum po kwa outside of for ye Ghana mpa yezi hu komwe even Africa hade impo then it means that the chunk majority no they still stay back in the country. The last time menye disappointed football abusing komo na asama catch me there ote Abra Cape Coast na we to kona kwa kwasha takoro kwa kobobo na when I no ebi at the clubhouse fine into water into light book but sometimes maybe zimpo no oya was no hono e to kona bushafo nya anyim there yem brother yen nui orobobro wo krom hade orobobo in fact say hwe Ghana Premier League atene ka there orobobo risha goals na aze se yakopo na anya wa adom anya agent bi ofi mu obebo so won me there mapada manyo fa hade ya me should be immediately no going anywhere ayo oya atete and me feel the one to on boy in the ecosystem in there. Aya, young football stakeholders, businessmen now woman. Attention in na coaches for one, especially ex-footballers, you know. I want to see some of them go into players management, players agency. How many accredited FIFA agents? Me should be able to come hadi. In any time, you so on your French, you be able to come hadi. No, but for players now, yan tampo yan wanka, and even most of them, pono. I get to the kind of problems, sir. What from? Everton will be so a football manager, but all band that all manage playing point. Zero knowledge about football. Yes, zero knowledge.
I'm comforted them.
Yeah, what can I say? Legends, and I say former players now there, yeah. Genuity, a womb. Yeah. So what I say, GDA be womb, confidence be womb. Say at least I be an ex-footballer, and all yeah. But also, I'm so bet me a car says, "I'm trying to be so a top players."
Yes, it's America there. So I mean, I'm looking at just the players management aspect, you know.
So me cut to so say.
Yes.
Me the entire make a challenge and say who we na say and challenge team be wo approach so man before because the whole players will hold.
Yes.
It will no also work above yourself.
Yes.
It's obviously yeah catch as players and so more venture into a management. At least some agencies no more leader. you had their chips are that is yes, all players, a lot of quality players are all ton be more big clubs no all Jessica kese no di bi so so e kwa mo no but yen du ho no wo so so a wa you know say trendy bi be do one dance na afia be ba before
thank you
now I'm fan ma
wa my point I can building day one now if you look at that aspect and you can am you adwino but I'm saying that them that yen nyina ye ko school e kwatwa exams na say pass say be certificate
of course
na ruko wanyim but in football e be say play bi a wa kwa outside right be catch there or yankopon or your luck because football na kan wo pa but say nya dumi bi enya Messi bi enya nhye bi ma obi am mo so wonsem that mo pra mo bo ma ekodo hade ya efike oyezin it's a majority of them majority of the players work across my time make instance there some your football ebuso wonya da modo na bo na mo bo no em na ko train na yem ebe ye bia no at the end of the day no hwe film famba enti na kwa elsewhere now what's for your amateur footballers amateur football in the sense that today ebo ball no but still na botum akwa adwuma fofore na eza kan wo hono but in England or European countries now when why ye mo afa no even some clubs in pono what's one players or one academy man want to make in pono there's some level of provisions for them but in yenzu no yenko kodu o krom hade nti yes players no dem ya kan one bo one bozen one persevere ye wadwuma ni nyina no but what can the system also do for the players even some bo Ghana hade mpo a some mbo nko professional mpo a ebia me police ni na mesan so mo ka ho nti ye kan mesiafo wonzi a perfect one
of course
and I'm sure the message say a police team wants to play division 2 no ba qualify for division 1 say we na say be play na say kobo dam club no now we recruit you into the police system and ka obefa and I remember the last time we came to make a suggestion be there in the olden days no your companies and I want to tell clubs of Kroma Hade into Power FC or your company be ni team a kobo dam team na at least wo basic salary no what's up account one no obi edmo UCC no so bo UCC youngsters but some so diniska but at the end of the day no bonuses na ade so no o ze ka ho a or konanyim these are the things that me feel that your attention on kohonum and the players in fact some of them they are trying their best but enyo bi mo so winsem do onyo kwa we forget about it bre until you should try hard the mom yeah bebre na I mean you adwin bebre na
until no ni nyina aye obi a nyere no sometimes ana because of my obre so the any one chance across or yankeye quitting there it shouldn't be the results for you cause one na you na unim day now ba best stop you know na sa day na announce so yes obejai we say system na there edion share enye easy cry
two benders and they be muchu prage wo krom hade ayenda wonyi age no po o age abo no botum obebo every couple of ball ni wi a na be one of them manage ban ti do ofra ni yanko da maximum 10 cities in da man na china ofra wa wo bobofu kasa no ho
yes so kakrabi be have a color so I think say o hwa media ma me say metiase obey squad over ho dangerous and we also obesa push for Premier League no dion squad over ho ehu hia sa media ma timi ana well maybe I do me but I feel so
almost say was it 8th media
squad over ho there okay omona no motaye but we in recent years na de ntia they be omo getting closer to the Premier League title and say omo keep most part of your team no wom so omo so exercise omo to be the barbage but open one team o team keeping the team match pass squad nature obebo Aduana Stars o di media ma beka ho and e be a few ones be na be a Gold Stars omo so buy do omo akira me ho e be a Samatters so buy omo second season do omo so ayenti so person win pa na ye consistent there ehun hia squad over all bebre na ehun hye dan hia e bia say when yana na say one ne kase bia obechire mu hie I should think say bia I should be department say sa player yi sa sebi o free na obom left back yi so no ko chinchin ya yes le e no sa buy that team so or a quality player yes and no buy no uhui say one horn no say no no a na I mean ebia why is it Kamadin now mo guy bi so na ball left back or no so we name pa so sa 2 year or more so say was those players who were team no ma is he saying he said the likes of Kingsley Brian so and it is squad over ho na one because say o kasa me I feel say bia o mo abache no that old faces no obesha say obe you omo no omo so akọ e dia community say the sort of promise e dia mana but tanko squad overhaul ne there sometimes nye the best but yenhwe bia na onim ba bia onam ni ba bia okọ medium on any day it should be a club also on so fighting for a title no so it medical because also present FA Cup no yes I think say where colors na FA so na hu be hia say after I come the omo no omo age ketua ba ku bia na so the kokko kire menye sure say na we the ultimate no na nka ya bia the Premier League no na omo akọ the Champions League e wom so omo contract papa we team omo present ni de omo ye ya FA Cup omo ajo omo ya de ne je din pa even day bia ka be ka so omo ya de because FA Cup no say ne je din so at is why I say na say changes kakra but say has na we be the last couple of years omo agin twice yes or je twice too which na a good thing for them but Usha say will be engine to us. We just also before floor beji. We just also before floor beji. And sa na FA Cup near according to. Omaja obebo omo abaso de bad. The omo na money the omo kokoji and I say akikano nkikaho ne dozo. Nkikaho ne dozo. So sometimes omo ya omo mani nye de be ya say nkikaho no enshada nye bebre. Ni nyina ne say presenting a good squad. A good team, good coach. Obia, the focus on
golden cake starting and Kaosha and 3-0.
Simple what on that? Bao bread to foul bossa. No penalty balance. What you say? It's us 7 and person make up.
All right, made us FKK 0244 408046 0244 408046 and 0244 408354 0244 408354. May have few calls. Na metumi Eddie Aso. So hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby Adam.
Aquarium organizer.
And a pair of women in my pa, and then the wedding come why I'm dead. Can't a could be the camera. And she had a boy passes and no the taxi. I am a quite. I play a signal. I will home as in a pa. But Miss Ruby, I'm on you, but you have and sassy. Then paying one share one for the players and a door band. Because I have a keep for a place now. I'll go home as in. We can do our book out to kind of what the match here. Oh, can play your yard into 1 million friend. Let me regard the course of home. I pay me, I can't be our own pie bar. I'm not to Sakana. I could have asked me, Simon Darcy.
Madame Aquarium. Hello, good morning.
Miss Ruby.
Reverend Conway.
And it's a Muna. Yes, it was man, my Marcus about the FKT. Miss Ruby. They should be to Africa. Abu Trika. Obobo Africa yao. Ankwa buchi. Retire question is standard of living or thing. Well, it's all depend about the leadership. Follow so can be my see you pen for only the football na football of Ujuma. It's in pen for anything o many job on. It's at least Ghana ha. They aim to me $1,000 a month. $1,000 a day. And now bofwe special spectacle be a football. I must cap one. In Africa, the woman I want to wabe momo. You must say your body, but you must say that's what you're doing. May a father. Yes, I be a Ghana. I'm a surely going to get distance up in your boy. That's it.
Madam Reverend. Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Uncle Ben.
Good morning, once again.
Good morning.
Sure. I want to keep Coast there. Radio stations pin radio. Be me yaze. But some of even one mic, one mic or use was studio one put. As what one ever to work as about you must about 10 will find a radio to another station. She makes one mic no more doubt it. Into she makes 1 second say voice as a bar, shared cake, short Osman. Akasa. It's I think saying ye one. And say you put that in your who put that in Angus or better than it was served by itself. Akasa. Sometimes I ain't a young Pagano football. In paying for none, some of the press and cronies, one doesn't way you want. One way you want. Hey, no, so some will be able. What's the call was the FA Cup and catcher? Nana.
I'm not going to know.
One first.
Oh, no.
You are the uncle. No, I'm
so bad. You're balling here, fake up, no idea, fake up. I was on the coach team, new la. That was the cup of the aba. Cup, no idea. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Maybe I didn't be free.
Moses at New York City.
Oh, okay, my senior man, which you are not paying.
Why we should be Obian way.
Obia who you pa.
Miss Ruby. Ghana football now. Nature and the devil aqua woman. Mostly, the graphic referees, the way I would imagine. Now, I mean, most soon I've been among say, as a who be retainers over Faza, which are tourists of Waka. Which I was start to lega. 16 food teams in a war into which is 32A matches. Which at least will start to leg now. No referees will tear first month. It's just a born out of one. A pair will tear down if the referee so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then to which was salary with amount in advance. No watching other can. We answer the next year so.
And as a reference, then to me kind of side because the first 6 months, so be a bear one, or be better 2, to me kind of side man in you. You understand to me, may I say, I'm fine with you all, may I say, yeah, Obia, one man within the 6 games, no, I did 2, be the 3, be the 1, you know. Sunny, hello, good morning. Maybe I told you, baby, free and free.
Yes, Mountain in my league with them go to my better to Mukra. You will go to my better to Mukra. But I to my mustn't find them when you're standing, consider my water. You would say my another to matter, cap, the eye cap. We start to in say, I'm going to come. Others say, and you are my epic up, run a boss, a young leg in the crowd. Others say, if I do not sort of question, but night or the question of human, I did say, I'm not for fire,
okay. Medasipanya me en show. High sense, Adama, and me for call see. High sense, bra. Almost showrooms one about your quality product. TV near, fridge near, air conditioner, gas cooker, electric cooker, blender, washing machine, smartphone, sound system. None never so high sense showrooms across the nation. Oh, 50 man tem how more man kasim. Blue Hills Restaurant, I want to queer high sense product. F a pie check. And Trianium Caniano and a bonus sono. For Bibiania Fred 0302 550000 0302 550000. High sense, everyday prices for everyday people. No, Kunabo, me did the Miss Ruby Adams, Osman FKK, and our Tio Moncano pay on the show. Yet was